So, uh, where we left off, you guys had stumbled into this uh chamber of sorts. You solved a dastardly puzzle, found a
Infamous puzzle.
found a crazy, wild looking gem. Looks like this. Uh, you're not sure what it is or what it does or anything of the sorts. um, there's these two skeletons in the room with you. They've just been kind of vibing this whole time, not really doing a whole lot. Once you guys recovered this gemstone out of a chest that it was contained in, they kind of stopped doing what they're doing. They're still just chilling, and you guys were getting to ready to egress out of this area. So, if I remember correctly, this should be the marching order that you guys were in. Correct me when we make some adjustments and stuff like that. I believe that covers everything for the most part. Any questions?
No.
Not that I can
No,
think
no
of.
questions. Okay. Then let's go ahead and get started. So you guys wanted to head out of this area. How would you like to do that?
So the consensus was to go take the stairs.
You're gonna take the stairs up.
Yeah.
But we never really actually looked the other way down that hallway. Like I peek-seed and was like, oh, maybe the skeletons came from over that way.
Right. Okay. So what do we want to do?
The first instinct is the right instinct mentality. We were itching to go this way for a reason. We just don't know what it is.
We thought we might find the other adventure party if we went that way. Whereas if we just go back on ourselves, we end
Didn't
up
we
in the
find their
cave now.
corpse? Oh no, we found their dog tag.
We found
Yes.
one.
Yeah.
There
You
are
found
three
you
missing.
found
Corpse.
Yep. You found a dog tag.
Or, just gonna say, those two skeletons might be 2/3 of the
Corpses.
party.
How would their clothes and armor get all messed
Yeah,
up like that
Brian's
though? Like they're
some of those
basically covered in
skeletons-
rags.
Okay.
Yep.
I didn't
They're
know if that was true.
Super aging spell.
Oh shit!
super,
Indiana
Well, then
Jones.
we're
super
fucked.
aging stuff.
I mean, I'm down to just go down this hallway and see what happens. If skeletons want to fuck around, then they gonna learn.
So, all right. So
They're gonna get the
they're
gun.
gonna fuck around, find out, basically.
Skeleton. Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm cool with looking down the hallway a little bit.
The
All
other
right.
one or
So
this one?
we're gonna say,
this one.
what, you guys move into this hallway here.
Sure.
Are you heading up the stairs then?
Damn, but up the stairs, what could be down that other hallway? It could be anything. Could be a boat.
Or more stairs.
Yeah.
Or
What if the stairs go down though? Because I'm much more interested in going down than up at this point. Because this ain't shit up ever, unless we're in like a city. I want to see these treasure troves. What does everyone else think?
Now that we're in the hallway, is it too dark to see down the hallway to see what might be down that way? If there's another set of stairs or something?
Yeah. So if I recall correctly, you guys still have the torch that you brought into the mines with you. So given your positioning and the hallway and all that, you can tell that the stairs they go up and then they turn. And then the collapsed area over here, it looks like it goes off into another section of the mine. Like you can tell that the walls aren't they're not, laid stone like this. It's all carved and inorganic, such as the mines were before.
Oh, so this is just a hole that breaks into a different vein of the mine. Shaft, whatever.
From what you can tell, yes.
I'd say upstairs.
We're not curious what's in the side quest room.
We can come back because
'Cause-
I have a feeling these skeletons are gonna make a poor decision.
Well, wait. Didn't they just come to a complete stop after we took the gem?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're just kind of standing there.
Yep, they're just standing there vibing.
Like completely still, or are they kind of just
Squints at skeletons.
They're just standing there. Like, I mean,
Or are they,
like
like,
if you're
swaying,
trying
like
to
they're
determine,
slapping?
like, yeah. So like if you're trying to determine if like they can still move and stuff like that, yeah, like they're just standing there like your average Joe Schmo, you know, like they're just standing there, not doing anything, but like you can definitely tell like there's still a life to them, if you will.
Okay, so they didn't just become Halloween decorations.
Yeah, they didn't like die.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I was like, maybe the gem like gives them the reanimation stuff, and then if we take it, they're like inactive.
Then now it's my reanimation gym. Fuck those skeletons. Let's get out of here.
Okay,
You
so are
suckers.
you guys heading up the stairs then?
Yeah.
I vote
Okay.
stairs.
Okay. So while you're maintaining this marching order and you walk up this flight of stairs, you get to the corner and you turn and you go up another flight of stairs, and this repeats itself a couple of times. You're not noticing anything remarkable about this like stairwell type staircase thing that you're in. And then you come to another flight of stairs, and as you get closer to the top, there's a small landing, and then from what you can tell, a mostly solid door type wall, but there's a crevice of type situation, as if like it's been partially broken from the inside, but there's no it's not fully enough. Trying to think how to describe this. You know what? I'm just gonna paint it for you.
Wait, like the door looks like it got cracked or something?
So here, let me just turn all these off real quick. So it looks like this. Tim, we're smarter, not harder. Okay, so if imagine, if you will, that these are the corners. This is the stairs. The landing comes up here. And like you can't quite make out that this is something. You can kind of see that there's like a slight crack here, and then there is like a split here that goes back and inward like that, and just right in here there is like some light shining through. Some light.
Is the hole big enough?
There's like some rays of light shining through, but also at the same time, you can tell like it's very overgrown on the other side.
Oh, so the light that we're seeing is sunlight, not torchlight
Yes, from what
or
you can tell.
firelight.
Yeah. From what you can tell, it's very overgrown on the opposite side. You can't tell how thick anything is like as far as like the shrubbery on the other side. You can't tell how thick it is. Given the amount of time that the growth has happened, it's you're not able to determine that at a glance.
Is the hole big enough for Melissa to squeeze through?
No,
Okay.
no.
So it's small.
So yeah, so just if you will imagine this, like, crack is a decent size tall, right? And it goes throughout the thickness of this stone. But just to the other side, it's not quite as wide as the base of this crack, like where it starts on the stone side of things. And then on the opposite side, you can see the rays of light shining through, but it's shining through foliage. So it looks like
like
you
search for
could
a secret lever. Is that like a hint to an exit or something?
you'd like to search for like a hidden exit or
Or
something.
just like, yeah, because in like video games and stuff, you see like a window or whatever. Sometimes there's like a secret thing nearby.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
All right. Let's see. Don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know how to investigate shit. -1.
Oh boy.
So as you're checking over this stone face, you're running your hands along the edges, and you're feeling for anything that like maybe could be pushed or moved or anything like that. Unfortunately you're not able to determine if there's anything
Well, I
that you
tried.
can do.
Y'all's turn.
So wait, the crack in the wall, like the part that the light's coming through is super tiny, but the crack itself is tall.
Yeah, so if we were to go back to this,
Yeah, it's like a wedge-shaped crack.
let me see if I can redraw part of this for you. This is gonna be super terrible. Terrible at drawing stuff. Okay, so yeah, so you have the floor here, right? And you have the base of the crack that starts on your guys' side, right? You got like some rubble and stone and stuff like that in here, from where like it's very clear that like something has been smacking on this wall, right?
Oh, because there's crumbly bits.
Right. This doesn't appear to be like a natural type crack. And then on the opposite side, or like through the length of this crack, right? It narrows and gets smaller to another portion, but on the opposite side of that is light coming through like foliage, but like that.
So we get the sense that someone was trying to, or something was trying to dig out. Dig
Yes.
through this part.
Yeah, from what I would say that you could just naturally tell, yeah, it looks like something was trying to break its way out of here.
I think that sounds perfectly reasonable because that's what I do in
Are there
Minecraft.
like
I get
tool
lost.
marks
I'm like,
in the
just dig
rock, or
somewhere.
is it just like scratch marks or whatever?
Say that again.
Can we check for like tool marks in the rocks or like scratch marks per se?
Yeah, so as you're inspecting, this wall and this crack, yeah, you can see the like, it looks like the markings on this stone are similar to that of what you found in the mine.
Oh, so they were carved by presumably
Pickaxes.
metal tools.
Yeah.
Man, don't nobody have stone shape though?
Okay, so they were trying to dig their way out? Or are they just trying to make like a ventilation shaft for the mine as they were building it?
I mean, you personally, you don't know. You're not sure.
I mean, yeah, I'm just thinking out loud. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, there was no other good way to go this way, huh? Just up these stairs to this thing.
Wait, is it too small for us to like poke our little head out the overgrown area?
Do an investigation check for me.
This button.
So I would say like the space here is tall enough for everybody to fit through. This is about a foot deep here. This is like maybe 3 feet tall. maybe 4 at the most. So like if you guys were trying to find a way out through here, it's possible, but you have to, figure that out.
Fair. I was just wondering if I could stick my head out and see if I could see where we were on the mountain. But I think with that roll, I'm like, Corin's convinced that he's way too
it's
big
too
for this
it's
spot.
too and it's too thick. The shrub is too thick for you to
Oh,
determine.
to poke through.
Yeah, to you can just see the light shining through it.
I
You
see.
can't see much else beyond it. Let's see. Would that be okay? Yeah, I'll keep that in mind for
Well,
anything
I
else.
think since I'm convinced that I'm too big to bother with this hole, is there anything else going on in this landing? Like, did we is this the termination of these stairs?
Yeah. So there's nowhere else to go other than this stone slab that is cracked in front of you as you look around the space. It's well lit because you guys have that torch and stuff like that, and the light shining through. You see that there's like a couple extra pickaxes laying around, but outside of that, it's just the stone rubble.
Oh, there's pickaxes. Guys,
Who's
there's some
got strength?
pickaxes.
Widen this hole.
Yep.
Wait,
Yeah.
but we only found one dog tag.
I mean, we can set up an escape route right quick, and then we know where we're going to get out. Because we fell down. Remember, we need a new way to like escape.
And I think we're way above where we had been because we only fell like 10 feet. We went up several flights of stairs.
Yeah. So either way, let's grab these axes and just finish up this digging job right quick.
All right. So there's only 2 pickaxes. Who's swinging?
Oh,
Not
Who's-
Nox.
me.
I was gonna say, who's the
I'll do it.
strongest of
Yeah,
us?
me and Radnob probably.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead, both of you roll strength checks, please. Not a strength save,
Ooh. Whoops.
just a standard strength check.
This one.
Oh,
There we go. Okay. So 3 and a 12. Okay. So you're both planking away, trying to break this hole up. Goals, you're making some good progress. You're starting to get this extra stone further and removed. Ratnob, put your back into it.
Just tapping it most gently,
Yeah.
see.
pretending to work.
So Corin, Melissa, and Nox, please do a perception check.
Perception. 13.
Okay. Melissa's oblivious. She's just kind of spacing out. Corin and Nox, you guys don't notice anything unusual because you're just kind of keeping your wits about you, but also watching what Ratnob and Goals is doing.
are we still in a mountain?
Yes.
Okay.
What?
Yeah,
My
because
favorite
he's got
terrain.
his.
Oh.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll another strength check, Goals and Ratnob.
We're like cheering from the sidelines. We're like, you got it, guys.
Oh.
I believe in you.
So as it's been a couple minutes. You guys have been swinging at this wall, and you've definitely made a lot of progress. You've widened the hole enough to where now it's enough space for you to pass through, but there's still all this brush and bramble in front of you.
I happen to have a giant bladed weapon to take care of that.
You also have a
Nox,
giant fire torch.
Nox, roll a strength or a perception check for me.
Yeah, take that.
I see everything.
Beautiful. So as they're clearing out more of the stone, you do get this weird feeling, and so you turn around, and at the bottom of the last flight of stairs, the two skeletons are just standing there.
Just watching us.
They're just standing there.
They're like, we are the only ones that can dig around here. What the fuck are you doing?
Okay.
We'll stay over there, spooky skeletons.
Do they still have their pickaxes in hand?
Yes.
Well, they could come give us a hand.
They could. If anybody could speak to the undead, that'd be great. Don't we have a warlock of some kind?
No. No, we
Yeah.
don't. Well, how's that hole coming along, guys?
Gotta cut back these brambles and we'll be good to go.
You might want to speed that up, because I think our friends are starting to follow us.
Alright. Well, does Ratnoff have a sword? I think he does, right?
I do.
Yeah, I think that might be easier to stick
I
Alright.
also
through.
have a sickle, which should be appropriate for cutting brush?
I'm
Question
thinking
mark.
we're like trying to go through this tiny hole, question mark.
Wait, why were we leaving the mountain? We still haven't found 2 bodies.
We're trying to cut the exit free so we can fight these fucking skeletons and run away like babies if we have to. Do we need to do like a check to see if we've cut the brambles down or something?
Let me see here. Just go ahead and are you just using your short swords?
Yes.
Yeah, so you guys just start hacking away at this bramble and this brush and stuff like that. Who's in front? Because only one of you are going to be able to be doing this.
I thought Ratnov's weapon was short enough to be able to do a better
Yes.
job, I guess.
We're in confined spaces. I'll do it.
Okay. So Ratnub, you start hacking and whacking and slashing away at this bramble and stuff like that, and they're most of it like you're cutting away pretty easily, but there's some thicker parts that you got to kind of get 2 hands on your weapon and just really fucking hack at it a bit. As you're doing that, you're making good progress, and then finally you've cleared enough of it where you guys could move through and get outside.
Alright. I'm gonna step through and see what's on the other side.
Okay. So as you step through this shrub, you find yourself there's a little bit of a clearing, but there's still a decent amount of brush and overgrowth that is in front of this space. And beyond that, you just see forest. You see a lot of trees and shrubs and stuff like that.
Guys, it's just forest on the other side.
Sweet. Let's figure out what's in this hole then. Just remember that we can escape this way.
Assuming nature doesn't grow back over.
Well,
True.
I don't think it's gonna grow that fast.
How long do you think we're gonna
Never,
spend here?
never underestimate a magical world.
Hmm.
Be true.
Anyway, what are the skeletons doing?
We're about to
They're
pass
still
them,
just
so let's
standing
find
there.
out.
They're
Give them a
just standing
clap on the
there?
booty while we
Yep.
pass.
Thanks for the help, guys. Clap.
Yeah.
So you guys are gonna just move past the skeletons?
Sure, just walk back down the thing and excuse me, sir.
Okay.
I don't want to provoke no skeleton. This is their hood.
I mean, so like as you as you go down the stairs, I'm assuming you're leading the way, Gulls.
Oh, sure, yeah.
as you walk down the stairs and you begin, like, because they're on like the landing that before the next flight of stairs that goes down. As you approach that, like, they're still just standing there in your way.
Like I can't get past them.
I mean, you'd have to move them.
How large could they possibly be? There's some
They-
skeletons.
The stairwell is only wide
2
enough for
people
like
across.
1.5 people.
Squeeze past them like I'm at the mall.
Excuse me, pardon me.
Yeah. That's what they do. Remember my mistakes, y'all.
So you're gonna attempt to
I'm just
push
gonna
past
try
these
to tear
skeletons.
past them. Yeah. No loitering, gentlemen.
Do an athletics check.
All right, let's see.
This is where he trips and dies.
Athletics out of this here.
Okay, yeah, you happen to just like somehow ballet your way past them, without like bothering them at all. Melissa?
Melissa's in the backpack.
Okay.
Was she in the backpack while the hammering was going down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was in the backpack
Lives in
when we
there.
started ascending the stairs. There was no mention of her getting out of the backpack, so logic states she's still in the backpack.
God, maybe that's why Gulls was so terrible at doing the
Excuse me?
the
I
mining.
am a majestic ballerina, apparently.
Okay, so if Melissa was in the backpack still, then it would be Corn. Are you also going to force yourself past these skeletons?
Wait, what?
Are you following goals?
Are we following Gulls? I thought he was just.
No, we're going back downstairs because now that we've figured out this exit, we're going back downstairs to see if we can find the other.
Okay, but
other
now
dog
the
heads.
skeletons are in the way, and somehow he just
Yeah.
Yeah, he
scooched
just
himself on past.
exactly.
I am not convinced that I can scooch past the skeletons, considering that I thought I wasn't big, like I was too big for that apparently big enough hole.
I mean, you could try and just barrel through them.
No, I'm good.
Is there like a central hole all the way down the staircase?
No.
What?
Okay.
Yeah, I had to think about what you were asking. No, there's not. These stairs are like the kind that just like double back on themselves.
Oh, I see, like the square
Yeah.
shafts of stairs that go up around the edges. Well, what do you guys want to do about this?
I'm
I'll
waiting to
just
see
lead the
what
way.
Y'all
happens
at the
after
bottom of
you
the
make
stairs.
it
Y'all need
I'm not
past.
talking to you, Gulls.
I'm waiting to see what happens after you make it past them.
After, see, he believes.
Well, I have a slight theory.
Gulls has already made it past them, and they didn't seem to give a shit.
Well, yeah. So I
Unless they
need
were mystified at how he did it too,
I
with
need
a girl
to,
in his bag.
I need
Had a
to
lot of
check.
concerts,
I
you know.
need to check my theory, but it requires either you or Ratnob also attempting to go past them.
Okay.
Not me.
I'm
Guinea pig, eh?
I'm happy to try push past him.
For
Okay.
science.
All right, go ahead and roll athletics. All right. So as you approach them coming down the stairs, you kind of do like a little like dash to the left and then to the right to try and like worm your way between the two
Alright,
of them.
cool.
You do get past, but your foot knocks into one of their shins and they kind of like stumble backwards a little bit, but they just like crack themselves and they just keep standing there.
Nice.
Okay. So now that two of our party members have passed, Are they still looking towards me and Corn, or did they shift and move to looking at Ratnob and ghouls?
They're still facing towards you guys up the stairs.
Okay. So the next thing is, how tall is this corridor upstairs?
Like, could we feasibly jump over them?
Well, not
Is what you're
necessarily
asking?
jump. So my theory is I have the gem.
Mhm.
So I'm going to assume that they're going to react as soon as I get close enough to them.
Just throw
I
the
want
gem
to
to me.
throw I want to throw the gem to either Ratnob or ghouls on the other side.
I have hella athletic skill. I can catch
So I'm
it.
wondering if there's enough space for me to clearly throw the gem over top of the skeleton's heads.
Yes,
Bowl it like a
there's
bowling
plenty of
ball.
room for that.
Okay. So that is the action I want to perform.
Let's
Okay.
do it. Ready to receive. Set.
Both of you roll another acrobatics check, please.
Acrobatics, not athletics.
Or yeah, sorry. You're right. I am looking for athletics.
Oh.
So athletic.
I was looking at the wrong thing when I read it, or like when I was talking.
Rolled athletics.
Well, this is gonna be worse.
Oh
than-
shit! I rolled a 3.
I rolled
Dang.
a 7. I rolled a natural 8, and I have a -1.
Okay. So
You are
so
not wrong.
Nox,
I'm not.
are you still up towards the top of the stairs? Did you move closer to them?
No, I'm at the top of the stairs.
Okay, so from your position at the top of the stairs, I'm gonna assume that Goals is like slightly behind them.
Yeah, I'm not like the
Yeah, so you kind of underhand toss this gem towards Goals, and as it's soaring through the air, it smacks one of the skeletons in the head, and then
Yes.
Goals like reaches his arms for it, like to go grab it, and he fumbles it for a second, and then catches it before it hits the ground.
You're welcome.
Okay.
The skeleton who was hit in the head kind of like their head kind of like reels back for a second, and then it faces forward, and there's no
Nice.
other like motion.
Pink Panther.
Okay.
in the
So they're
shit
still
out of it.
facing. They're still facing up the stairs. They didn't instantly turn to follow the gem.
Correct.
Interesting.
So I am now holding the gem.
Yes.
I command the skeletons to lay down.
How?
Sit. Lay down. Shake.
It's kind of take control, Crystal. I don't know.
Roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion.
Can you persuade an animated object?
So, Goals, now that you have this gem in your hand, you kind of like do like a crazy like change of stance like 3 or 4 times, all of Power Rangers, and you're like, I command you to lay down, and nothing happens.
Damn, it was worth a shot, everybody.
Skeletons don't have ears to hear you.
Can I intimidate the skeletons and tell them to lay down?
If that's what you'd like to do, you can roll for intimidation.
I'm trying to find everything. Maybe they're afraid of me. Just because they're skeletons doesn't mean they're not afraid.
That's true.
Intimidation, can I roll it?
Yeah, go for it.
You post for dominance.
Okay.
Okay.
You walk up really close to the skeletons. You get like inches from the back of their heads since they're facing away from you, and you go to like almost as if you're whispering in their ear, and you're like, listen here. Then you start listing off some expletives about how like you're gonna fuck them up if they don't do what you tell them to do. And you at first you think that you hear something like almost like some rattling, but nothing happens, and you realize that it was just in your head.
Dang,
Damn.
I am not spookier than a skeleton.
All right then. So, Corin, you're gonna have to go past the skeletons.
Why do we have to go past the skeleton? Like, can we?
I
Do
mean,
we
they
just
seem
squeeze past
harmless
them? Do
enough.
we just bust them? We can't make them do our bidding,
True.
apparently.
So
Yeah,
we
tried.
just gotta ignore them and leave them alone until they decide to act on us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Corin, you and me are the only ones at the top of the stairs right now. The rest of our party is down the stairs. We need to get to them so we can go look for the rest of the dog tags. Or me and you can just sit up here while the rest of the party goes and search.
Okay. Here's the thing, though. If for some reason they decide to attack me, we're all fucked.
That is true. But see, the same thing is true if I decide to go without you and then you're left up here by yourself.
Mm.
It'll be fine. We'll
Because
run over there.
believe it or not, Corin, I'm going down the stairs.
It's gonna happen. We can't turn
It's just a
around
matter
quick.
of if you're going to be in front of me so that I can make sure that you don't get attacked by yourself above the stairs.
Make them go in
or
front.
not.
And push 'em.
We, like, Goals and Ratnob are right there.
That
Yeah,
is
we'll
true.
see.
But it took them they didn't easily get past the skeleton.
Real going.
So if I go
Yeah.
past and then you're left by yourself up here, they could rush you. We don't know how fast these are actually moving. They could rush you and be on you before anything happens.
I mean, I bumped
You're not
into
making
them
this sound any better.
and they did nothing.
You were very right. I was not trying to sugarcoat this at all. These are just facts. That is all I spit.
Just spit straight facts.
So what do you want to do? You want to go first, Corn, or do you want to go after me?
I hate this. So grumpy. I'm just gonna shove my way past the skeletons. Like, not even gonna like pretend to be careful about it. Just be like, this is so fucking stupid.
Okay. So
Just
Corin
right through the
in
center,
a
just crack, crack.
in a very grumpy and frustrated manner stomps down the stairs and then just kind of like almost like shoulder checks
Like
both of
shoulder
the
check. Yeah,
skeletons.
absolutely.
Okay.
Shoulder
Yeah,
checks
so
the
you
skeletons. Get out of my fucking
you
way.
you fucking bolster your way through and shoulder check the skeletons. They both kind of like stumble and smash into the side walls a little bit and like, a little off balance, and then they just stand up and they're just where they are.
I'm just gonna point at them and be like, shame on you for being so fucking weird.
All right, I'm gonna make my way down the stairs past the skeletons.
Yeah, I mean, Corin kind of moved him to the side so you just can walk through.
Okay. Problem solved. Down the stairs we go, guys.
I will continue to grumpily stomp down the stairs.
To that next room.
Coles, it's a
Next
little
room.
difficult to hear you.
My mic was on top of my head.
That would do it.
Okay. All right. So, okay. So you're all past the skeletons now, and you're coming back the other way.
The stairs only lead up to that one spot. There's no other offshoot.
No.
Okay.
They only go to that one specific area. So we've got Goals, Melissa, Ratnub, Corin, and Nox.
Yep.
All right. So as you guys continue walking down these flight of stairs, you come past the room that you had fell into, and then you move on to whatever was beyond it. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. The
Okay.
other option that we did not take.
Okay. So you continue past this room, and then you soon find yourself within the cave system of a mine again. At this
The
point in
cave or a
time,
mine?
It's a mine.
the
Okay.
cave system of the mine again.
I think he was taking issue with the combo of those words.
I understand. It's okay. So you at this point in time, who expended the torch?
Nox? Question mark? Whoever jammed it into the floor.
I do
yeah, it
believe it
was
was
Nox.
Nox. So
Yeah.
at this point in time, you can tell that the torch is like halfway through its lifespan.
Okay.
But you
Does
guys,
anyone else have another torch? Because I'm assuming I only have the one torch. No, wait.
No, we
I
have
have 10 torches.
I definitely have
10
one.
torches.
yeah,
Yeah.
you guys should definitely have a lot of torches. I'm just
They
letting
burn
you
for
know.
an hour?
Oh, they burn for an hour?
Burned them all the last 4th
I
of
wasn't
July.
being that specific with it, so
I was just reading the description because I was curious.
yeah, I'll keep that in mind moving forward. But we're gonna say this one's extra special and it's lasting longer than normal.
Nice.
So yeah, you're making your way through this cave system of the mines. And as you're making your way, you're winding your way around everything, you come to this space. Boop, 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 boop. I'm going to draw it out for you because it's not an area that I had prepared. So you've been, winding and twisting your way through this mine system. And as you're doing so, you come, like there's like this crazy mine here at this path, and then this is all solid stone, right? Imagination. We're gonna pop these back in. And as you've been walking along, you guys haven't been having any issues with your traversal of this area, but you have noticed that like the terrain is going up as you're winding your way through these paths of the chambers. And then you get to this point, and you come to this point where there's just this chasm here.
The skeleton's still following us.
Do a perception check.
I also am checking for that.
Okay, go ahead. Anybody that wants to like see if you can notice the skeletons.
Nice.
No, they're not. Both
Corey is
Ratnob and
over the
Nox.
skeletons.
Yeah, Ratnob and Nox, both of you guys can tell that the skeletons are not following you. And Corin, not from what you could tell.
Skeletons.
I'm over it. I don't even care about the skeletons anymore. I'm pissed off at them.
Yeah, so you come to this basically chasm. It looks like the floor of the mine has collapsed.
I named the skeletons Walter and Tim.
Sure.
Sweet.
I want to make my way over towards the chasm and see how deep it goes. Or
Yeah,
see if
so
I can
you
tell how deep it goes.
yeah,
Throw a
you look
torch
down
down it.
into the chasm with your elvish eyes, and you
Oh,
can
the
see
knife.
that it goes about 10 feet down.
Oh, okay.
Oh, 10 feet.
Do I see anything down there since it's within my dark vision range?
Yes, it's the room you came from.
Oh shit. Ta-da.
Wait,
Oh, so we've circled back.
wait. So is this the original mine we were? Is this the original mine path we were in when we first fell into it?
From what you're able to determine, this is the chasm that you fell into.
Okay. So we made a circle, guys.
So was the thing this gem? We didn't see any other exits or anything?
Outside of the ways that you came in and the exit space that you made, no.
How far across is this hole?
It's pretty wide.
Well, I
Like,
think this gem
infeasibly
is the
to be able
treasure,
to know.
y'all.
Um,
Missing two
it-
humans. Or
it
not
would-
humans, but two
Oh,
people.
you're right.
it would be extremely difficult for you to clear the space if like you were to try and like let's say jump it.
But he's got a.
What if I run and jump?
Actually, we are missing two actual humans.
Wait,
I
are we
have
sure it was
acrobatics.
humans?
Yeah, human barbarian and a human ranger. We found the
Oh, and
cleric,
the
the
cleric,
dwarf
okay.
cleric.
I
Tags.
mean, the
I couldn't
dwarf
remember
is still
which.
technically missing.
True. But Ghouls, don't you have a? What is your weapon again?
A glaive?
That's kind of like a spear, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a long spear.
Wouldn't that aid your jump?
That's true. I can use that
It's
as a
even
pole
like-
vault.
I don't think that the ceiling is high
no,
enough for that.
that wouldn't even if you were to attempt to pole vault across this chasm, it's not likely that he would make it.
Um,
Do we have any
Should we
rope?
just
actually, Tim, can I see that the room we fell into again? Can I see that map?
Would you like to travel back there?
I mean, I was just trying to look back into my character's memory of it.
Okay.
But Calvin's memory is not that.
Yeah.
good.
So like let's say you're peeping down the chasm.
Oh yeah, because you threw like a torch down there, so it's kind of lit up a little bit.
Did you throw a torch?
think
I
so.
just
No,
thought he
I
was looking with his
suggested it,
elvish
but
eyes.
I don't think that's what happened. Yeah.
Yeah. So you look down, and this is what you see.
So there was no other way out from this room aside from those stairs, that caved in portion, and the hole we fell into.
Do we have? I have rope, right? Pretty sure.
I think so.
Yeah. Can we tie a rope to one of Nox's arrows and I don't know, try to figure out a way to get over this?
Wait, is our way out on the other side of the chasm?
No, it was just maybe we caused the chasm, right? We were walking over it and it fell.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
other people
assume on the other
of
side
the chasm.
is the way we came originally.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were back up at the top, like where we had fallen. Okay, so why don't we just continue? Well, wait. Now I'm confused.
The way through the corridor that we're in is blocked by this long hole in the ground that we'd fallen through.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
there's
I
no other
assume we came
way-
from the other side when we originally fell in it.
So we're on the other side of the chasm.
yes.
Oh, you're right.
So to progress through this is to go back the way we came, which takes us to the skeletons.
Well, no. To progress through this, going back to where we came goes back down to this room that I'm looking into.
Right, but if we go over the chasm, then we just go out the way that we initially came in.
Right.
And
I get what you're
we'll
saying,
go
you're
back
right.
to that
So we've
original
seen
room that had
some
two
kind of
paths.
loop of a thing. So there's either a hidden chamber somewhere, or this gem is linked to the soldiers. But maybe if we investigate the ground outside of the cave, well, no, because we dug over there, so they wouldn't have exited that way. So they would have either left the way they came in, or they died in here. and that there's 2 skeletons and a corpse and a dog tag. Like,
Wait.
again,
We
I don't think the
established that they don't
skeletons
have
aren't
the
them.
clothes and armor that we would
Yeah.
expect on
So
recently
where
deceased.
did they go?
That is also my
Unless we
question.
just fucking buried them with the rubble from us falling like idiots. And we're just like,
Oh
"Bruh."
no.
That's entirely possible too.
We inspect the pile of rubble to ensure
God.
that there's not like
Right?
things
Just
we're looking for
climb back
underneath
down
it.
in that room and start digging.
Somebody with good inspection skills get over there.
So, what would you guys like to do at this point?
Man, we just need to start inspecting the rooms, I think.
True.
Because
Yeah.
did we ever solve the riddle on the floor?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
the riddle
okay.
on the floor was to open the wooden box for the gem.
Yeah.
Okay. So like either there's a hidden passage somewhere or yeah, these fools are buried under this rubble. So let's go back to that other room and just look under the rubble just for shits and gigs.
Okay.
And then if not, we can investigate that room a little further. And then, you know, keep an eye out for those skellies.
Okay. So, you guys decide to basically about face and march yourselves back to the altar.
Well, wait.
Room.
Why not just jump down the hole?
I mean, whatever.
It's only 10 feet.
That's true. We could just jump down the hole.
I mean, how often do you
what
jump
would you
down 10
prefer to
feet
do?
if you could walk down somewhere?
I mean, but how far did we walk?
Parkour.
I
I mean, either way.
mean, you were traveling like 5 minutes.
Oh, okay then.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys want to jump or do you want to?
Just
You want to
walk. I don't
reverse?
want to fall and like break an ankle, and now I'm fucked.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys end up back in the
Knox
room.
does a side flip off the top story and lands on the bottom.
All right. So you guys come back to this room, and what would you like to do?
We're gonna be
Somebody
digging
else
through
and
that
we
rubble.
Inspect that rubble. I can move rocks, but my inspection is poor.
Is this
I'm
going to be
not
everybody
smart.
everyone's digging?
Digging out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep an eye on this
Melissa
entrance way
right back.
to
Okay.
see if the skeletons come back while the
Okay.
others are digging.
Okay. So Ratnob, Corin, and Gulls roll investigations.
Oh, I don't like investigating.
Oh boy. I am invested in finding these potentially dead bodies or dog
Pulled out
tags.
my Sherlock Holmes fucking hat, and popped it in the pipe, and
Wait,
went at it.
did you guys roll? Do I need
I
to
did.
refresh this again?
I see their rolls. Ratnob though still needs to.
Yeah, sorry, it wasn't rolling for me. It was just bringing up the explanation.
Oh, weird.
Still doing it.
Oh, you have to click on the number, the bonus number.
Yeah,
Box.
that's what I'm clicking on.
Oh,
There we go.
Oh.
I see it now.
it's
Yeah,
trying.
I had
There we
to
go.
right click for it though.
Okay, so you guys are like sifting through these stones and this rubble from the collapsed floor from above, and as you're doing so, Corin, you find an adventurer's pack that's mostly appears to be empty, and Goals, you find a shoe.
Oh god.
Oh,
Oh man. Not good, y'all. I'm gonna keep moving these stones, I guess. Keep investigating.
Okay. Yeah, so you're moving more stones and out of the way. Roll another investigation check as you're doing it.
Damn, dude. I don't wanna.
Keep digging, yo.
That's more like it.
Feeling a little
You-
disheartened.
I can roll a strength check
So-
for moving the stones instead. Like,
Goals, you're not finding anything more. Corin and Ratnob, neither are you.
Can I inspect the shoe? What type of shoe is this? Is this a human shoe? Is this a dwarf shoe? Is it a fancy shoe? Is it a
Aren't there like
priest
only
shoe?
poo boots?
Yeah, so he only found a single shoe.
Is it
Or
a
I mean, there's
shoe
two
or a
types
boot?
of boots.
Sure. And then so if you're wanting to try and determine, go ahead and roll an intelligence check.
Me?
Yes.
Oh fuck. Have you seen my investigation checks? And now you want me to roll an intelligence?
Yeah, so it does appear to be like big enough for a human.
Okay, word. So there's evidence of dwarf boy over in the corner, and then evidence of secondary human here in this pile.
I'm
Where
gonna dig
is-
through the adventures pack and see if there's any
Yeah, see if
identifiable
there's
object.
car keys in there.
I mean the pack is pretty beat to piss.
Oh,
And you know, like you're finding just your basic stuff. There's like some smashed rations in there that have, you know, they're no good at this point. And um you're finding papers from like the assignment similar to what you guys found in the tent earlier. um you know, it's just some basic stuff, maybe like another rope and torch, but that's about it. It does appear as though like there might be stuff missing from, like, it feels light for a pack that an adventurer would use.
okay, but there's no like singularly identifiable objects
No.
of who this bag belonged to.
Do an investigation check.
Another one. Let's see if we roll any better. 17.
While you're like digging through the pack and turning in like some of the pockets inside out and stuff like that, you notice down at the very bottom there's initials. It says BG.
BG.
Initials.
BG.
Poor BG, whoever that was.
True.
Barry Gibb.
Okay. Well, was the rope and the torch still good?
The torches have been smashed. The rope is in an okay condition. Like if you
So
wanted to
nothing
see if
of
you could get some use out of it, sure.
nothing of interest in there, eh?
So do I just double my rope or do I add like suspicious rope?
Um, you would double your rope.
Okay. Rope. Plus
Can
one.
I plus one half my shoes?
And then I'll add manage inventory.
Nox, roll a perception check.
There we go.
Who's rolling a perception check?
You don't notice
Nox.
anything
Okay.
peculiar.
That doesn't sound ominous.
Right, rolls perception check. Nothing out of the ordinary, no worries. Continue.
At this point, I think we should just head upstairs,
Yeah.
go out there, and then head back to the village, and maybe start a search again fresh.
I mean, I'm pretty confident we probably killed them by the rubble.
There's
mean,
no
I feel
evidence they
like-
weren't dead before.
True.
Yeah, we didn't like inspect for like, I don't know, blood or anything. I don't know.
During your searches, you didn't find any blood. You didn't find any body parts. You
But why
didn't
would
find
there be
anything.
a shoe? They didn't just leave their shoe behind willy nilly.
I mean, people lose
Drop
their
the
shoes
shoe,
when they
places
run
else,
away all the
or-
time.
Maybe they were jumped.
But if they were running away, their bodies would be lying here somewhere. And a backpack. And I feel like these skellies did something shady, but we ain't got no proof.
Well, we also fought like giant rats and
True. Well, I'm with Radnov. Let's I guess. Well, I mean, do we need to rest? Is that a thing?
At this point in time, you don't need to rest. That would
Okay.
be entirely up to you. You guys, um, you haven't taken any damage. You haven't expended any spells or anything like that.
It's not like nighttime yet because
It's not nighttime.
light at
It's
the top.
yeah.
Yeah, I say we just push on.
True.
Are we
So
gonna go
going-
out the hole?
Well, we're going up the stairs and out that hole, or back through the mine shaft that we came from.
I say just out the hole
Okay.
and then double on down the mountain.
Does that hole? We don't know, but for sure. But I'm sitting here going like, oh, we came into the mine at a cliff face where we were at the bottom of the cliff. That's where
True.
the hole was, and then we go up a bunch of stairs and out a hole. Like, is that up at the top of the cliff? Is it like a mesa?
I mean, only one way to find out. And
'Cause then I'm like, how do we get down?
Well, you got that extra rope, so
I think that's more than 100 feet.
I mean, don't we all have rope?
That's true.
All right.
I'm all for
So
going up.
okay. All right. So plan is to go up then.
Yeah.
Okay. What is your marching order?
I guess me first.
Just want to head out. Okay. Goals. You want to head out by yourself?
Sure.
yeah, I'll take the back again.
Okay.
I'll be in the middle.
That'll work.
Okay, cool. So you guys start heading back up the stairs towards the hole that you guys finished clearing out. You head up a handful of flights, and you come to the flight and you look up the stairs, and you can see the skeletons are still just standing right where you left them on the flight of stairs before the top. You walk past,
Are they
nothing
still
happens.
facing up the stairs?
Yes.
Okay.
So you get past, all of you work your way through the opening out into the forested area.
Woo. I'm free.
As
Ooh,
you
what happens
guys,
when I go outside? Yeah, does me taking the crystal out of the cave do anything?
not from what you can tell,
Okay.
as you guys exit the cave, you can see that the sky is still that lilac, almost a little darker than your typical lilac purple, and the meteor is much more visible even in the day sky. It's bright, shining, a little closer than when you left this morning. This doesn't cause you guys any particular alarm or anything like that, because this is a part of the Midsummer Festival and you're all pretty familiar with this happening.
Does this closeness tell us like how close we are to festival day, which I assume is when it's the closest?
Yes, like from your guys' experience with a Midsummer Fest and everything, the you can tell that tonight will mark the Midsummer Festival's beginning. And you have a general idea that it's like 2 in the afternoon at this point.
Can
Do we have a
see-
sense of direction?
Yeah.
Yes. When you walk out of the clearing and you're looking around, you can see that the sun is to your left in the sky. I think that'd be right. You can tell that the sun is still in the sky, and that you're facing south.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I vote we head on down the mountain back towards the village, investigate this crystal, and maybe go search for these adventurers again.
That sounds good.
Lead the way.
Okay.
Down the mountain we go.
So you guys start walking south towards what you assume is the village, and you get maybe about 100-200 feet away from the exit that you just came from, and you come to the top of a cliff, and you instantly recognize this cliff by looking, as you look over the edge, that this is the cliff face that you came to um when you first entered the mine.
Do we see any feasible way down the cliff face?
Yeah, you look over to the right, and you can see that the face of the cliff is not as steep, about 50 yards away, and that you could make it down without any trouble.
All right.
So we're climbing down the side of the cliff.
Yeah, I mean it's steep,
Well,
but
when you say it like that.
yeah, like it's a steep face where you guys are climbing down from, but it's angled enough to where like you don't have to worry about like losing your grip or anything like that. Um, as Nox leads the way, he kind of helps guide you guys by like where to put your feet and hands and stuff like that, since he's most familiar with this terrain. Um, you guys get down to the bottom of the cliff without any issues, and you begin heading back towards the village. Um,
Did we stop by the camp on our way back? Check,
would
make sure
is
nobody's there.
yeah, if you guys would like to head towards the camp, that's up to you.
Yeah, we can pass it.
Yeah, just pass through and make sure like there isn't like the one person who we haven't found yet is like not saying they're going like I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Oh no, not another.
Uh,
Oh no.
no, potato boy.
No potato boy.
Y- so as you guys are heading south, you come across the camp again. As you enter into the clearing that the camp was sitting in, nothing seems to have changed since your first visit.
Okay. Still abandoned. Wait, was there another pack here?
Yeah, there's one in the tent I searched.
I'm gonna go check for initials on that one.
Okay.
We ask the mayor or whoever of the town the names of the adventurers.
We did not,
Nope.
because we didn't care.
We're rude.
I mean, they were patrolling their own area. We had our own area. There is no reason for us to go interact with them.
That's true. They probably don't know
Yeah,
our name.
it's not our fault they suck at their jobs.
Yeah,
True.
right. Having to go save them all the time,
Wow.
Well, we didn't save them,
or
so
potentially crush them to death with one.
That
Okay,
never
so
happened.
Corin, as you go over to the tent where the first pack was found, you pick it up and go ahead and do an investigation check.
looking for them initials.
Oh no.
Like you don't really take a whole lot of time checking this thing over. You kind of check the spot where the initials were found on the other pack, and you don't see anything. You put it down.
Well, useless bag.
Useless bag.
Corin, are you sure you checked that bag properly?
Oh yeah, I mean there were initials in this one spot, and it's not here, so you know.
Give it a
There's
go,
no initials.
Nox. Use your eagle eyes.
I want to investigate the bag. Nope.
Yeah, you don't even bother picking it up. You just kind of walk over and like nudge it with your foot, and you don't see any initials. So
Confirmed.
you
No initials.
Zero
All right,
cares.
well,
yep,
three people
you're
have
just
checked
like,
it.
yeah, I'm not seeing any initials either.
Well, I totally trust you guys' judgment.
This too good. This is too good. We don't give a shit about this third person.
Nope, none whatsoever.
All right. Well,
Unfortunate. Well,
I'm not much of an investigator, so.
I mean, hey, you could probably not get a nat 1. Who knows?
I
You might get a nat 20.
might just die if he gets a nat 1 or a nat 20. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I guess I'll look it over. I feel like I'm not gonna find anything, but Nox just kicked the bag, and I think that's lazy, so I'm gonna check it.
All right, go for it.
Was it investigation?
Investigation.
Oh. Oh yeah.
This is what I was hoping for.
After you sit there and you kind of badger Corin and Nox for not properly checking the bag, you just they're kind of just staring at you like, okay, so do it yourself, and you kind of just like look down at the bag and turn away. You're like, I don't think you guys checked that enough, but I'm not gonna do it.
Ratnog
Oh,
trusts that 3 sets of eyes have done a thorough check.
Fair.
Oh shit.
All right. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to check out while you were here at the camp?
Man,
Nope.
like looking at the back of my hand would be hard right now, so I just.
You know what? I'm gonna take like a cursory glance around the camp and check for footprints that aren't ours that could be recent.
Go ahead and do a survival check.
Boom, 25 with a nat 20. Don't give a shit about the bag, but care about the ground.
outside of the initial tracks that you guys had found leaving the camp towards the mine, you really don't see anything else. You see like a deer pass through. Oh shit, just smacked the shit out of my mic. Like a deer pass through, maybe a couple rabbits, but outside of that you don't see anything.
Okay, so yeah, I was like, if the other person had been alive, maybe they could stop by here and leave. But then I don't see anything to that evidence.
No.
So, okay. Well, I think we were the only ones who've been to the camp recently. We can probably go back to town, guys.
Sounds good.
Let's go ask the mayor what their names were and see if this initial we found matches them, and if so, we can just be like, they died in the cave. Sorry.
Well, we have the dog tag, which has all of their like for the dwarf, that has all of their information on it too, their name and rank and whatever.
What were the initials on the bag you found, Leslie?
BG.
Bad game, everyone. Bad game.
All right. So you guys, you guys decide to just continue heading back towards the village to the south. You guys make it back. A couple of hours have passed since you started making your way that way. It's about 5 o'clock. So dusk is starting to set in. Or it's getting close to twilight, however wherever you're from, however you want to say that. And you guys get back to the village successfully without any issues. What would you like to do from here?
Go find the mayor.
Either the mayor or what is his name?
Or the captain.
Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus.
I say we go talk to Hillmantle the dwarf and see if she knows about this crystal.
Wait, Hillmantle's a dwarf?
Yeah,
Who?
the dwarf woman priest.
I guess I missed that she was a dwarf.
Yeah, when the woman that talked to Marcus Redstone when we were at the farm.
Yeah, like I have her name, Dreslin. I guess I missed the fact that her.
Oh, yep,
race was
dwarf woman and priest garb. Specifically a priestess to Freya. That's what I have written. I feel like the stone is secondary to reporting on the adventurers, which is what we were told to do first.
True.
I
Okay.
mean,
Or maybe
these
it can be a
adventurers could be
combo.
trapped in this stone, and we're just delaying their rescue.
I feel like we did a pretty good thorough investigation of the rubble that we caused.
Well, it was like infernal too, right? So is that a clue for anything?
No, that was just to tell us about how to do the box.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe somebody's into infernals around here.
I don't know of anybody. Nox, you're the only one who speaks it, right?
Yeah. As far as I know. But again, it was a dialect that I didn't understand.
Because it was old.
Yeah. I only speak that new age infernal.
Anyway, we're gonna go find
Find Marcus.
Marcus.
Yep. Off we go.
Okay. Where would you guys like to go look for him?
Didn't we
Oh,
get
I
a
have no
location
idea.
for him? Where's that? I know
Where?
you gave us a location before. I just can't find it in my notes. Because wasn't he near the market stalls? Isn't that where we found him last time?
I think we've consistently been finding him like just chilling in the center of the town.
Yeah, in the town center.
Okay.
But I don't
Yeah,
remember if we were
so
told that there's like a
Yeah, we
I don't know,
can
like a
ask someone we
sheriff's
see.
shack somewhere.
I imagine the town center will have some information. Anyway.
okay. So you guys head off towards the center of town where the markets can be found, and as you guys begin to approach the market, you can see Hillmantle there talking with a couple of soldiers.
All right, go get him, Knox. You're the ambassador.
I'll walk up to Hillmantle. Is she? Does it seem like she's wrapping up her conversation, or are they in the middle of it?
I apologize. Did I say Hillmantle?
You did say Hillmantle.
I meant Marcus Redstone. I apologize.
Oh.
Yeah, Marcus Redstone is in the market talking to soldiers.
Okay. Same thing though. Still walk up and see if he try to gauge if he's ending his conversation or if he's just in the middle of it.
So as you're approaching him, he notices you walking up, and he basically tells the soldiers to stand by, that he's discussing whatever it was he was talking with them about, and he turns to face you, and I assume everybody else is like standing back a ways.
I think
Um,
so. I guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no reason the whole crew got to go over there and talk to him.
Okay.
Snatch my boy Knox. I'm gonna run over and be like,
So he turns back to you, and he's like, "Thank goodness you've returned. We were getting concerned, and we were discussing if we're going to need to send out a search party or not. What have you found?"
Well, there was a mine shaft. There was a cave in. We found a crystal.
A mine?
Yeah. A
What mine?
Calvin's directionality is very challenged right now. Well, we went towards where you sent us to go look for the adventurers. We found what looked like to be maybe their makeshift campsite. There wasn't anyone there. There weren't any indications as to who may have made it. We followed some sounds further north to the mountainous area, and there were mine shaft entrances along the cliff face. We went in there. we kind of fell down a hole. We found a weird crystal,
Wait,
and we did find one of the dog
a
tags
mine.
from. Yeah,
I don't recall there ever being a mine nearby.
Well, someone's been digging for something up there.
And okay, and a crystal.
A crystal, yeah. I'll wave over to Goals.
All right, I'll jog over.
I'll actually also wave over to Corin because Corin has the dog.
You know what? I was just thinking about that. I was like, oh no, maybe I would have actually gone up with Nox because I have the bag and the dog tags. I forgot that those were in my inventory.
Yep. So jog over there.
I'll just like
What's-
awkwardly hold up the dog tag in the bag.
What's going on, gentlemen?
Okay, he looks over at the stuff that Corin's holding, and then over at Giltha. We'll get to that stuff in a second. What crystal? What are you talking about?
This crystal.
Actually hands over, shows.
Okay, so he looks at this crystal in your hand. He's like, and this was in the mine?
Yeah, there was some kind of room with an altar. It was some kind of ancient infernal dialect. I know
Infernal?
but I couldn't understand this.
He's very clearly confused as to what you're talking about. He has no idea about any sort of mine that you're describing. He's completely like lost, and he says, and what is this? And he points to, or he gestures to Corin and what he's holding, and the dog tag and the bag.
Well, from my understanding, these dog tags look like what our Adventurers Guild assigns to adventurers. Um, they kind of hold the adventurers' information, but it's magically protected, so not everyone can just look at it and understand it. But this is kind of proof that the adventurers from before may have been there. We didn't find any bodies. Um, we did find one random boot, a bag that had the initials BG in it. What were the other adventurers' names, by the way?
I personally didn't talk to them outside of giving their orders. You would want to talk with Elder Toby.
Okay, and he would have a record of all the adventurers assigned to this region?
He would at least know their names for certain.
Okay.
And you can tell that he's pretty upset that at this evidence that you guys have found. And you
Just
say
another
that
day.
you found no bodies?
Nope.
No bodies.
No bodies, no blood.
That is peculiar. And this
Did kill a lot of rats.
this gym, I don't know much about it. I've never seen anything like this before. I've never heard of a mine or an altar or anything of the sort. Not in these parts. But Hillmantle may know something, and you can find her over at the church.
Okay.
Or you can go talk to the merchants. Maybe they would know anything. I recommend heading over to PW Emporium. He's a peculiar fellow, not from around these parts, so he might know more.
All right.
Where is he?
He gestures over to a nearby building. It's on the other side of the market from where you're at, and from what you can tell, it's not. It looks a little bit different than the rest of the like shops. From what you can see, The other shops are all like mostly made out of tents and cheaper materials and stuff like that. But this particular building, or like it looks like it's a building. So like it's made out of wood and has a door and a window and stuff on
An
it.
actual structure.
Yeah, it's an actual structure.
All right. Off we go that way, or I'll go ask and y'all can keep talking, whichever.
Yeah, I mean, we've got 3 different points of contacts now. So we've got PW Emporium for possibly looking at the crystal. Actually, Hillman didn't Marcus say Hillman would also look at the crystal?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and
He's
then
go ahead.
and then Elder Toby, yeah, Elder Toby to go find out the names of the adventurers.
Okay.
So
Before you guys head off, the captain he says, um, feel free to speak to whomever and do any sort of investigation into your missing guildies, but please return in a couple of hours. The Midsummer Festival is almost here, and despite this potential loss, it's important that we take the time to celebrate.
Alrighty.
Uh,
Do our
when
best,
you're
sir.
when you're ready, the village will be gathering to the east of the town in the hills that are there.
They
We'll
going to
have
the
a
hills
we'll have a
with
feast.
infernal riding around and a
Well,
festival.
he says it's important that we keep a sense of normalcy so that the peoples don't panic.
I see. I see.
We'll be sure that we investigate everything further, but for the time being, please talk to anyone that you feel necessary. But in a couple of hours, the celebrations will begin, and we would very much appreciate having you there. It would definitely bring a peace of mind to the other villagers.
All right, sir. Thanks for your time. We're out of here. I'm gonna walk away.
All right.
All right.
He steps away from you guys and he goes back to talking to the soldiers that he was initially talking to.
I'm gonna whisper to Nox and be like, "This whole city is a cult. This festival is an infernal worship festival, and we're gonna be sacrifices."
I mean,
know that that's not true.
Hey, you don't know that.
well, I mean, our characters know that.
The meteor festival is a thing.
Yeah.
Man, that infernal writing freaking me out.
I mean, that's
The-
fair.
And the meteor festival can mean different things for different people.
That is true.
Giant flaming meteor overhead plus infernal worshippers seems pretty likely.
Gulls, what do you know about infernal?
I
Language.
know what the words look like.
Oh my god. That's actually really funny.
So you don't know like who speaks it or
Nox,
why?
boy here.
Mm,
Any other questions?
okay. Like what race's native language is that?
The infernals, obviously.
I actually don't. Calvin actually doesn't know the answer to that question.
Yeah, I don't think any of your characters would know.
I guess it depends on how
My
common
character knows
tieflings
enough
are,
to be sarcastic.
because
That's
infernal is a common language for tieflings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean it's a language that they can speak. That is true.
But that would probably be our only. It depends on, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
How
like
good everybody is.
you have a
If
general
Missing
knowledge.
and Kool-Aid gets broke out, I'm gonna say told you so.
Look, I don't
yeah,
want to go
like
to the festival either,
so like
but that's a different reason.
in general, you guys would have like a base knowledge of the language, but you wouldn't necessarily like maybe what it sounds like from hearing like a tiefling speak it to another tiefling, or someone else who has taken the time to learn Infernal. But beyond that, Nox would be the only one who knows what it looks like and how to read Infernal, at least common everyday used Infernal.
Yeah. All right. So, did we want to split up tasks, or do we all want to go to each person?
Let's just go as a group, because if we get something good, we're just gonna want to head out like right then.
Okay.
Unless you all want to absolutely check everything, like see what everybody has to say before we make a decision. Which is a good option as well. I'm just, spitballing.
Well, we can't take the crystal to 3 different places, and they're gonna want to
True.
have a look at it.
You're
Well, I
right.
mean,
You're
we
right.
only need to take the crystal to 2 different people, to PW and to the village
Hillmantle.
priest. Yeah, the only reason we're going to Toby is to learn the names of the other adventurers.
And let him know that
They're possibly dead.
possibly dead.
Most likely dead. Highly dead.
I would.
They're
s-
dead.
I
They're
would.
dead, Jim.
I would vote to go to Toby first, and then go to Dresdel, and then depending on what she says about the crystal, we go talk to the merchant.
Sure.
Lead the way.
Okay. How would you like to go about doing that?
Go find Toby.
We're in like the central market area.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like the center of the town?
More or less. Like I'd say it's a little more like off. Like if you drew a circle and you put a dot in the center and then moved it to the right, that'd be a more accurate placement of where the market is. So it's more or less center.
So I guess we should check the town center to see if he's just there talking to people, or
I mean, the
issuing
town center seems
festival
to be a pretty
order.
poppin' place, so I will probably find most of the people we need to see in the town center, or know like someone that can tell us where they're at. So I guess let's just go back. Or aren't we already at the town center? Because we just
Yeah, I
talked to the
mean
town center?
you're in the market area, which is
Yeah.
basically there, the center of the town. Like it's the focal point of everything, because that's where all the trade is done for the town. So because this is a small village, a farming village and stuff like that. So it's not like they have like massive structures and stuff like that. Like
Right.
when you look around, the biggest thing that you see is the church.
Can we just start yelling out their names?
Sure. I mean, if you want to start yelling out Elder Toby,
I will
Get
not
on the
participate in that.
Elder Toby.
I guess we could have asked
Toby.
Marcus if he knew where Toby was.
I mean, if Goals is sitting there yelling out Elder Toby's name, yeah, Marcus is like walks over and he's like, "What are you yelling about?"
Trying to find Elder Toby like you told me to.
Oh, well, he's probably gonna be over at the church.
Well,
This
point
time
me
of
in that
day.
direction then, kind sir.
Yeah, it's just follow this road. Points to the street. Or like this pathway. He's like, follow this road to the south. You can see the church from here. Can't miss it.
I'm on it. Thanks for the info, Captain.
Yeah. He
And
goes
then
back
I
to doing what he
proceed
was
to
doing.
Go over.
Still yelling Toby.
Yeah, run off. Toby at church.
Okay.
I just hunched down with like a
I
look
guess
of
y'all just gotta
absolute
follow after
embarrassment.
me because I'm already running over there. I'm on a mission to find Toby. It's my quest.
Nox is amused by this.
All right.
Going
So
against
Horribly
the antics.
embarrassed.
so as you guys kind of follow after Goals towards the church, which as I said, like you can see it from here. It's the one of the taller buildings in the area. As you approach, you're noticing the church isn't anything too gaudy or anything like that. Obviously it stands out from like your average building in the area. The doors are open and welcoming.
Never trust a church, but all right, we going in. Toby.
So as you walk in, is everybody following him inside?
Yeah,
Sure.
reluctantly.
Okay.
If he's still yelling.
Yeah. So
Everyone
as you roll inside the church, and Gulls keeps yelling, Toby, Elder Toby, fucking you hear Elder Toby's voice from inside. He's sitting down at on one of the like pews, and he turns and he looks back towards you. He says, "Yes."
Aha, I found him. Get him, Knox.
You're the one calling for him, Goals.
Yeah, my mission was to find him, not to talk to the
So
guy.
you like kicking butts, eh, old man?
How many times we have to teach you this lesson?
Uh,
Okay.
all right. Toby, do you know the names of the other adventurers group?
Yes. Actually, I think and he like rummages through his coat pockets, and he pulls out a piece of paper, and it's one of the like it's like a copy of the contract from what you can tell. And he like thumbs down it, and he's like, let's see, there was Billy Goats. He's a human. There's Thungar Dimbrew. That was the dwarf gentleman, and then there's just it. This can't be right. It just says Swift Shot here. Why is everything okay?
Define okay.
Well, I know I spoke with Marcus, and he said he sent you north to look for them. Did you find them?
No.
I use minor illusion to make it sound like the wind is whispering into his ear, going,
Let's see.
all while hiding in the backpack so no one actually knows that I'm doing it.
Go ahead and roll deception.
Oof.
Good. Yes.
He
I mean, he doesn't believe me, but I still did it, and that's the point.
he like looks over at Goals, and he definitely has like a concerned look on his face as he hears the noise of like they're dead, and then he looks back at you,
Melissa.
Knox.
I don't
Yeah,
think any of us heard that.
My guess is that they're dead. They're either killed before we got there, or they were crushed in a cave in that we
Had
fell
nothing
through.
to do with.
We did find one of the dog. We did find a set of dog tags. That's kind of a symbol for the adventurers group, but we can't really make out whose it is.
You can see that he is clearly upset, and his like mannerisms become very somber, and he's like and on the day the Midsummer Festival is supposed to start, it's definitely ill tidings. Perhaps Hillmantle can say some words for them later.
True. We are
What's wrong with
actually on
that?
our way to go see her next, so
Oh, well, she's just over in her office right now. And he
Oh.
points over to a door towards the back of the church.
okay, that's handy. Well, we will leave you to your elder village things, Toby.
Okay, thank you for finding me and telling me
Yeah.
about
You're
this.
welcome.
And he you can tell he's definitely upset by hearing that. And he like bows his head and he starts muttering as if he's praying.
All right. To the next person.
I guess we head over to the cleric's office.
All right.
And knock on the door.
All right, as you approach the door and you give it a knock, you hear a voice from inside said, "Yes, come in."
I open the door
And
and
upon
file
opening
into
the
the
door,
office.
upon opening the door, you see Hillmantle behind her desk look up and see it's you, and she stands up quickly and she says, "Oh, Odin's blessing, you're okay. Wh- you've returned? When did you get back?
Oh, just a little while ago.
And the others, did you find them?"
No, they're probably dead.
And she kind of sinks back into her chair. And
Anyway,
she mutters like under her breath. Um, you're not quite sure what she's saying, but she just mutters something.
all right. I'm assuming my assumption is that she's praying, so I'll wait for her to finish her prayer, and then when I notice she's stopped her muttering, I'll then.
Once she stopped her muttering.
Well, hey, she could just be old person muttering. I don't know.
True.
I'll gesture towards ghouls to give me the gem, and then show it to the priest and ask her, "Do you know what this is?"
She looks up at you and then at your hand, and she sees the gemstone, and her eyes get big, and she's like, what is this?" And she reaches for it.
I don't necessarily let her take it.
She retracts her hand and she says, where did you find this?"
So while we were out looking for the adventures, it did take us to the mountains, and inside the mountains there seemed to be a system of mine shafts. Marcus wasn't aware of any kind of mining going on, but
Yeah,
as we were in there, we happened to fall. There was a collapse of some sorts, and we fell a little bit, and we fell into an altar room that had this gemstone in it.
she's just listening intently.
So we took it, but oh, there was also infernal writing, but it's an ancient dialect that I couldn't make out.
Her eyes get big again as you say infernal writing. Um, and you say this was in mines.
Yeah.
Yeah, she definitely looks puzzled, and she's like, "Well, I've been here for 5 years, and I don't think I've ever heard or seen mention of any nearby mines. It's certainly nothing that matches the description of an altar. Um, may I see it?" And she reaches her hand out towards the gym again.
Mm, I'll let her take it.
She takes the gem and then sets it on the desk in front of her. And she stands up and places her hand over it, and she closes her eyes for a moment, and she definitely has like a quizzical look on her face, and she says, I can't be certain, but there's definitely something more to this gem. And then she like grabs a piece of paper, a blank piece of paper, and she scribes a handful of like dwarven runes on it in a particular fashion that looks like she may be casting something.
A witch.
And she sets the stone in the center of it and puts her hands over it again, and she mutters something. The runes start to glow, and the gem then starts glowing purplish hue, and then everything just kind of stops, and the room gets quiet, like a little more quiet than usual, than you would expect. It's almost as if you stopped hearing any sounds outside. And she looks up to you and she says, "There's definitely something wrong with this gemstone, but
Okay.
I do not know enough about it to be able to tell you. Was there anything else going on with where you found this? Like, were
What do
there,
know
you
about
said there was
skeletons?
infernal skeletons?"
Yeah, there seemed to be when we
The
first got
living
into the
dead.
room. Yeah, when we first got into the room, there were some skeletons just kind of aimlessly mining against the walls. Uh, Once we solved the riddle and took the gem, they seemed to stop. They seemed to follow us for a short while, but then they stopped doing that.
She removes her hand away from the gem and stares at it for a moment, and walks over to a bookshelf that's in the room. She grabs a book off of it and she starts thumbing through the pages and muttering to herself as if she's looking for something. She shakes her head and closes the book, grabs another one, and she keeps sifting through the pages, trying to find something. She looks and she says, "Hey, this is concerning. A mine is not something that I'm finding on any records." And like, she just keeps shifting through this book, trying to, obviously she's scanning for something. Um, she puts the book back in and she said, "Was there anything else? You said there was infernal runes and skeletons."
That was all that was in the altar room.
She
That's-
walks back over to her desk and she picks the gem up and she hands it to you. And she says,
Okay.
"Unfortunately, all I can tell you is that you need to keep this close, and that we aren't, like, I'm not able to determine what this is, but it's
Okay.
something powerful.
Do we know who can tell what it is?
You could possibly talk to somebody in a bigger city, maybe you." And like the idea dawns on her head and she said, "You might be able to talk with PW."
That's also what Marcus
Uh,
suggested.
Yep.
Well, he's peculiar and he's not from around these parts, so he may
Alright,
know
let's go talk
know
to the
more.
peculiar fella then. Thanks for your time, kind citizen.
Will we find you at the celebration later?
You keep an eye out for me.
we will do what we can to make it.
Good. The village will need you.
Omniscient But okay.
She sits back down at her desk and she, is there anything else I can do?
I didn't have anything else. Anyone else got anything?
Nope. Where to go? Who to talk to? Thanks for your time. Mystery mine.
I guess we're on our way out then.
All right, you guys file out of the church, and I'm assuming you're heading to this PW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys make your way back to the merchant area, the market, and as you come up to this building that you were directed to by Marcus, you look up and you see the sign that says PW Emporium, and at this time, go ahead and open that doc that I sent you guys. That's in your folders.
Finally.
Oh.
Forgot about that.
I did too. Let's see that.
Again, you can read anything that's not redacted. If it's covered in dark black bars, don't read it. Don't uncover it. So the purpose, again, of this document, as I told you guys before, is so that, or I believe I told you, is so that you guys have reference to things that you should be familiar with as characters who've lived within Oslund and Velgaia, more specifically, for some time. That way, as you come across any people or things, you're not like taken off guard, and you can know that your character knows these things. So behind the words PW Emporium is the flag that you see of a raven holding a diamond on the green background, and you all recognize this as a symbol of the Raven Trade Alliance. And you are aware that they control most of the trading within Oslund, outside of smaller trade corporations and unions and things along those lines. But the Ravens control a lot of mercantile power.
Caw. And
All
we're
right.
looking for this thing. Does that mean we just like when now talking to the crew here? When we talk to this dude, do you want to straight ask him about this, or if he's part of this thing, or if not? Because if he is, then he might know someone that can help us out. If not, be able to help us out.
Wait, what? Marcus said
Mhm.
to ask the merchant if he knows about the gem.
Right. So
Because
well, we
our-
like now know about this like Raven thing. So when we're asking him about the gem, like while we're not in front of him, like do we want to ask him about the Ravens as well, or do we just want to like investigate around and ask about that?
Well, I mean,
it, if I'm reading this correctly in our notes that have been provided, it's just the biggest trade alliance in the country.
Right.
yeah.
And if he's a part
So
of
it's not
that,
like
then
it's
he
a
should be
sneaky
able to
thieves
like
guild
put
kind
us
of
in the
thing.
right direction. Oh, I see.
It's like
I see what you mean.
you
Like
know, it's
Walmart.
like this is Amazon.
Yeah, essentially that
They
would be
ship
an apt
everything.
way of describing it.
Alrighty.
So I guess at the very least we know that this merchant is part of this well-known, and it doesn't really say whether they're well
World-renowned
regarded,
guild,
but they're a
yeah.
well-known merchants collective
Yeah.
that would
Okay.
not be uncommon to see the flag in other places with other merchants.
Well, I shall go talk to the fellow.
All right.
All right.
Give me the
So
gemstone, Knox.
I'll hand him the gemstone.
is it
Wait, are
just
we not all going together?
I mean, we're going, but I gotta initiate the conversation and show him this gemstone.
All right,
Okay, so is everybody going inside?
I'll go in.
Yeah, I'll browse the store.
Okay. Okay, so as you go and you open the door to the shop, you hear a ringing of a bell. Typical of what you would find over a shop door. It just rings as you go in, bring, 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 as you walk inside. And as you walk inside, it's rather well lit for a shop, but also at the same time, it feels uh cozy, if you will, for a shop. And you look around and you see all sorts of stuff. You see weapons and potions and scrolls and books and like all sorts of stuff. And you definitely see some things that are like pretty unusual items that your average everyday person probably wouldn't see too frequently. Um and the entrance area before you, there's a couple of chairs. There's a nice big solid wood countertop with some papers on it and some like an ink pen and all these other things that you would find within a typical shop. You can see behind the counter there's much more items. Some of them appear to be chained or locked, and some of them just are sitting on shelves. All sorts of things.
All right. Walk over to the counter and engage the clerk.
As you walk up to the counter, you're not noticing anybody.
That's lazy. I guess we're gonna. What do y'all want to do? Wait around?
Do I
Look
see a
around?
bell of some sort on the desk?
No.
It was the bell at the door.
There was the bell at the door. That is true. That did ring as you guys walked in. So
Somebody
Gold
go
walked
look
up
for
to
the
the
bell.
counter.
I'll
What
wait
what
for him
is
here.
okay? What is everyone else doing? Are you guys just mulling about? Are you what's going on?
I'll go wander the aisles of the store.
So there's not really aisles. Here I'll give you visual representation here.
Illustration.
Do my best to um so as you come into the store, you see there's like this, and there's shelves here and stuff on the walls, shelves here, stuff on the walls. Like back here is the seating, and then you have a solid wood uh like shelving, or not shelving, a countertop here, right? This is completely solid, and then you just see a bunch of stuff in the background. So it's not a huge store, but you definitely can see a lot of stuff inside.
All right. Can I
So-
holler? I want to holler for the clerk.
Okay.
Does it look like the store sells anything in particular, or is it just like general stuff?
It sells, I mean, like you I'm trying to think how to describe this. It's not necessarily like a general store. Like if you wanted to buy flour or corn or anything like that, yeah, they probably got it. But you see a lot of peculiar items, tomes, scrolls, potions, swords, axes, armor, um, some very odd items that you guys don't even know what they are just from looking at them. You see a couple of things that are like locked in cases and things along those lines. You identify the more common items, like health potions and rations and food and ropes and hiking gear, like that sort of stuff. But then, there's obviously more to what the shop has. And goals, you said you were going to shout.
Yeah.
You're just
Be like, hello.
okay. So as you yell hello, like there's like a faint echo of your voice as it bounces off of the things, and all of a sudden, right next to your right leg, you hear hello,
Oh shit.
and
I am going to leap into the air.
yeah. So you kind of like jump back a little bit, and there you see this well dressed, you know, pepper gray haired gnome, who very clearly like looks very well dressed and groomed and taken care of. And he says, "Hi, welcome to my shop, PW Emporium. My name is Knick Knack Paddywhack.
I love it.
People call me Paddywhack for short. How can I help you today?"
I'd like to buy some dog bones, please.
Dog bones. We might have some of those. As he does so, here, let me just so that I get an idea of where you guys are in this shop. So if we pretend here for a moment.
Isn't that what we're doing for this whole
I
thing?
was like,
I was
nope.
gonna say no.
Listen,
pretending.
I
This is all
swear
very
to God.
serious.
Okay, so Goals is here, right? Melissa is in his backpack. Where are the rest of you at in this store?
I mean, there may not be aisles, but I'm walking around the store just looking at everything.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm browsing the shelves for sure.
I think I'm probably hanging around by the door.
Okay.
Like not right in front of the door, like kind of next to the door.
Okay. Corn,
Just kinda
go
keep
ahead
an
and
eye on
roll.
everybody.
Go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
All of us,
Perception
or
check.
No, just Corn.
okay.
Well, we did a 12.
Okay. So he said he's bones. Yeah, I think we might have some of those. And he goes to more or less like walk behind you, Goals, and then like you're trying to track him, right? So like you're following him as he walks to your left, but obviously you've got Melissa in a backpack, so it's very big and it blocks part of your view. And as you go to turn the other way, expecting him to be there, he's not there. And the next thing is you hear behind the counter some rummaging, and he's like, "Let's see," and he climbs up on top of a stool behind the counter, and he puts a handful of dog bones or a handful of bones onto the counter. He's like, "Was there any specific type you were looking for?"
Yeah, the type that's related to a crystal that looks like this one. What do you know about it?
He looks very very baffled and confused.
No,
and
this is not a dog bone crystal. Oh,
and
you
he
go on.
he really quickly he looks down at his hands and he sees that they're dirty, and he pulls out a handkerchief and he wipes them off, and he's like, are you just
Whoops.
holding this crystal up?
I just sat my book down and it decided to roll a thing. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Like, are you just holding this up to him, or like how are you?
I'm just holding it. Yeah, showing it to him.
Okay.
It's my crystal. I don't want him to take it from me.
Go ahead
touchies.
and roll a perception check.
Suspect.
Okay. So he looks at it for a second, and then he gets down off of his stool, and the crystal is gone from your hand. Like as soon as he
Son of
leaves
a
your
bitch.
line of sight, the crystal is gone from your hand. And next thing you know, you hear him talking behind you, and he's like, and he's turning it over in his hands, and you turn around and you look, and he's over here, where Rat Knob is at.
Get him right
Uh,
knob. He's got the crystal.
and he's turning it over,
Turn
and
around and grab for him.
um
Try to fuck with
as
us.
as you go to go ahead and do, what would that be? If you're trying to grapple,
Athletics.
go ahead and roll an athletics check. Okay. As you go to like reach down to grab him, he kind of just does this like little like sidestep dash in between your legs behind you, and then like you go to like look to see where he went, and it was very instant, but as he went between your legs, he stepped to the side, but as he stepped to the side of your leg, you lost your line of sight of him, and he disappeared. He didn't start appearing on the other side of your leg. At this point, he pops back up on his step stool behind the counter, and he grabs an eyeglass, and he's like, and he's like turning it over in his hand, still viewing it. And he's like, "Where did you find this?"
I found it in my hand a second ago. Give it back.
And
With
he
all
looks
the
up,
grace of a troll in a china shop.
and he looks up at you for a second, and then he he's got like one of those gym view like glasses on, right? That like you'd inspect a gym with. And he like looks up at you through the gym thing. You see his big old bug eye, and then he like just glances back down, and he grabs a hammer from underneath his counter, and he smacks the shit out of the gym with it,
Oh
and
my god.
and nothing happens.
Reach for gun.
I'm gonna stop my perusing, look over at the gym and the gnome, and then look over at Goals, and just kind of say, "You had one job, Goals. One job. Hold the gym."
Exactly. Come get him.
Nah, I ain't doing shit.
This is your problem.
Okay, so you said that you're reaching for your pistol.
Yes.
Okay. So like are you pulling it out, or are you just putting your hand on it?
I am. That's a good question. I'm putting my hand on it. Let's say I don't want to
Okay.
get too live in here. This guy's got some sort of magical ability.
Okay. So
I don't want to get fucked up by a leprechaun.
so he again like he puts his eyeglass down that he had, and he looks up at you. He looks over at your pistol, and he looks at you again. He says, "Where did you find this?" Like he repeats himself.
Tell me what it is, and I'll tell you where I found it.
I can tell you what it's not.
That is super unhelpful, sir.
I can tell you that it's not an ordinary gemstone, that it contains very powerful magic. I don't have the exact tools I need to identify this properly here, but if you'll give me a moment. And he just hops down from his stool, and you don't hear anything. Like you don't hear like any footfalls or anything like that. He's just gone.
He's running with the gem guy. All right, well, I'm gonna drum my fingers on this counter and wait for the leprechaun to return.
Okay. Yeah, so you don't even hear anything. Like you don't hear any rummaging, you don't hear nothing. And then for a moment you hear like a slight hum, and then he appears from behind a shelf that's behind his counter. And he just like walks out from behind it. And he says, "Well, I feel like I have an idea as to what this is. I just ran some tests real quick, but I won't know for certain until I go back to my main store.
Well, lead the way, Junior. You're not going by yourself.
He's he he says
Damn.
he says that he's like, well, we that's kind of a long trip, and I don't think you
You
guys
said
are
this is
able
some
to.
crazy powerful crystal. Why are we holding up here? Worth it.
He's like, but my main shop is in Matrusa, but we can't just pop over there. I mean, I can, you can't.
Take me with you.
I-
Teach us your teleportation ways.
I don't know what you're
Let's start.
talking
There's
about.
no way you're
Your big
taking
ass isn't
the
gonna fit
gem
through
by
there.
yourself.
We can meet you back in Matrusa.
I would recommend that, and like while he is holding onto the gemstone, he kind of like rubs it in his hand and then it disappears.
Oh my god. Okay, goals. I can see why you don't talk to people. You suck at this.
My little sock puppet hand like inches out of the backpack, just the hand, and it like goes up to Gull's ear, and it's like, but what if we burn down the whole place?
Yeah.
As you finish saying that, the gemstone appears in your puppet's mouth. Like none of you notice or see it, but
It's
you
his
feel
thumb.
it in your puppet's mouth. Like you feel something hard and solid there, and like you know what it is.
What if we still burn the place down? And then my puppet head slowly goes back into the backpack.
The crystal?
And like as like your puppet had popped its head out, you know, the shopkeep Paddywhack had like noticed that you did that, and he jumps down from the from his step stool and disappears again, and suddenly ghouls do a strength check.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Oh no.
So you tilt over backwards and stumble to the ground, and as you do that, Melissa and the shopkeep tumble out of the bag, and the
LOL.
shopkeep is like rolls up onto his feet, and he's just standing there. He's like, "Hello,"
Get out of my bag,
and
leprechaun.
he's like
Oh,
looking at
boy.
Melissa.
I just stare back,
I'm gonna
and then
laugh.
I nod a little bit, and then I motion my thumb across my own neck.
And he like squints a little bit and is like, "You're a weird one," and walks over to Corin and kind of like looks at him, you know, turns his head a little bit inquisitively, and he's like, "You're the wrong color." And then he walks over. He walks over to Nox.
The look of just desperate shock hits my face.
He looks over at Nox, and he's like, "I know you." And then he glances over at Ratnob and he says, "You're far from home." And as he does so, he goes to like walk towards Goals again, passing between Nox's feet, and disappears again. And then
Is
he
Melissa still on the ground?
yes.
With a still stunned look on my face, I'm gonna just walk over and offer my hand to help her up.
Wait, Cor. Actually, Cor, what color are you right now?
What? Oh, I'm a silver dragonborn.
Okay. So then,
So you see silver scales.
as Nox, I'm gonna just point and say, "What does he mean? You're the wrong color."
Melissa, do you need help up?
I'm just sprawled on the ground, rolling around.
Why are you rolling around?
Flopping around like a soccer player.
Yup.
Just a turtle on its back.
I'll just pick you up, put you on your feet, pat you on the head,
So
and then just walk back over to the door and just put my face against the wall.
the shopkeep pops back up on his stool, and he said, "Okay, so I'll meet you in Matrusa, and I'll identify this for you.
Yeah,
Does that sound good?"
sounds good to us.
Okay.
Make sure we've got the gem, guys.
I confirm have the gem.
No, you don't have the gem. Melissa has the
Damn it.
gem.
Unless it's still in the bag?
There was a
Oh.
rock
Melissa's
in
not
my
in the bag.
hand.
Melissa's standing on her own 2 feet.
I mistook the rock in my hand for the stone.
I'm gonna take the rock from Gores.
I gotta take
So
my pet.
he as you guys are like obviously very flabbergasted, he's gonna say, "Is there anything else I can do for you today?"
Teach me to teleport, leprechaun.
Leprechaun. And like
What
you can
are
tell
you?
he's definitely not happy about that remark.
Oh.
You think I'm
Yeah.
from the Fae?
Tell me what you are.
Ghouls.
I'm a gnome.
Shut up.
Smack.
Ghouls, you got your ass handed to you by a gnome.
Oh, a gnome, that's right. Teleporting gnome? Can all gnomes teleport?
And all he does is he winks.
Demon in disguise right there.
What was there anything else I could help you with?
How was your infernal, sir?
It's a little rusty.
He confirmed he knows infernal.
Do you know anything about a mine in this area?
A mine. I'm not sure. And he rummages, like he reaches his hand under his like countertop and then pulls up a big like parchment sheet, rolls it out, and it's a map. And he looks around. He like pulls out another one, rolls it out, and like each time he does this, it's like he's zooming in.
Enhance.
Enhance.
And like finally, like it gets to be the point where he, it's like just a map of the village, and he's like, and he grabs, he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a little pocket watch, and he's sitting there just staring at his map, and he's like twisting the top of the pocket watch, and Jules, do an Arcana check.
Oh, God.
No.
Oh, okay.
You're not sure what you're seeing. You think it's a play of the lights, but you can slightly tell that the last map he pulled out is shifting slightly. But you're not, you're like, again, you think it's a play of the lights, and you're not quite sure if you're certain of what you're seeing. And then he's like, yeah, so there does appear to have been a mine here about 5,000 years ago.
Okay.
And he slips the
That's a
pocket
long
watch back
time.
in his
There's some good
back into
record
his
keeping.
Yeah.
into his pocket, and he says, was there anything else?
Still think this guy's some sort of infernal. He's been alive for 5,000 years.
I actually want to buy some rations here.
Okay. One moment. And he jumps down, and this time you hear him piddle pat over to a shelf and rummage around a little bit, and he grabs he's like grabbing someone. He's like, "Wait, how many?"
5.
That's
Okay.
not alcohol. I'll take
And he
one.
and he grabs, he's got 5 of them in his hand, and he walks over to the countertop again, and he puts them up there, and he's like, "Was there anything else?"
Mm, I don't think so. Did anyone else actually need anything? Oh, no, wait. Potions. What you got for health potions?
No, that's an idea.
I've got your common everyday potions, sure.
Okay.
Was there anything in particular you were looking for?
Uh, just general health potion will be fine.
All right, he pops down and he goes over to a cabinet, and he basically like walks up to this cabinet. It's locked and all the potions are inside, and he kind of runs his hand down the center of it and it pops open. And he's like, "How many again?"
How much for each one?
Let's see. I do believe that it's going to be. I actually have to look this up.
Okay.
I'm
I'll also
pretty
need
sure
to
I know
know-
what it is. I'm pretty sure I know what it is. But
Guess it
I'll
depends
also
on
need
what-
to know how much a ration is.
rations are 5 silver a piece.
Okay. And I'm also assuming it's the standard conversion. 100 gold is, or 100 silver is 1 gold piece.
Yep.
Okay.
Wait, is that it? Because
Yes. Yeah, it's 100 silver is 1 gold piece, and then 100 copper is a silver.
my currency thing is telling me that a
Oh,
gold
my
is
currency
10
is
silver piece.
Yeah.
I'll verify that. Hold on.
Okay.
It's 100 copper is a gold piece. 10 silver is a gold piece.
Okay.
So
Are we
the
actually using Electrum?
yes.
Okay.
And platinum. We'll be using that as well, but should
But
be
we poor.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Not a banker.
Yeah,
what is
so
wrong?
it'll be the 50 did I say 50 silver
I think so.
or 5
10
silver?
silver
5 silver
is-
for
I
the rations.
5 silver for the rations. Okay.
Yeah. And it's going to be and then we're going to say this is actually very expensive. I didn't realize.
Oh.
Yeah, it's base it's 50 gold pieces for a common potion of
Oh
healing.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, they expensive.
Okay. Never mind to the potions then.
Yeah.
Too rich for my blood, damn.
Yeah, I have I have an idea to remedy that, but like we just didn't get to that point. So that'll
Okay.
come later. Yeah,
Uh,
so you could get
Should we
the
ask Marcus for an advance on our fee?
All right. I'll just get the rations.
okay. And you said 5, right?
Yeah.
All right, so that's 25 silver, please.
All right. I hand him
This is highway
3
robbery.
gold pieces.
Didn't even
Oh,
barter.
you trying to make me do conversion rates? It's okay.
Hey, I only have 15 gold pieces. Period.
Yeah,
I
that's
think I'm
fine.
gonna get what 5
yep.
silver back.
Yep. So you, he just like he twirls the gold in his hand, and then as they get to the other side, they turn into silver, and he hands you the silver pieces.
Okay.
Was there anything else today?
That's it for me. Anyone else actually going to buy anything?
Nope, just that info and his lack of shenanigans is all I need.
He
I'm
as
amused by this interaction between Goals and Paddywhack.
he pulls out his pocket watch again and he clicks it open and he's like, oh no, and he like closes it and he's like
Got a very
the
important
Midsummer
date.
Festival's about to start. I need to close up shop.
Okay. Well,
I
we're
mean,
done
yeah,
here.
we need to go that way anyway.
The cultists want us to go.
Yeah, so as you guys I'll say what you file out of the shop.
Yes.
As soon as the last person is out of the shop, you hear a click and the lights go out as the door
Shop is
locks
closed.
behind you.
After we leave the shop, I give everyone a ration.
Oh,
Oh,
thank you.
Nice. You guys know how to add that stuff to your inventory?
Yeah,
+1.
Add what? I'm sorry.
a ration.
How to a ration. He
What?
gave you one of the rations he bought. So you'll go
2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Okay. So you'll go to inventory
Mm-hmm.
and then hit manage inventory. And then you'll find your rations because you should already have some in your backpack. And then you'll add one to it. And then I think it auto saves.
Yeah.
I don't see any rations.
Pull your thing up. Let's take a look. See
Go manage
Inventory.
inventory
Let's see.
Equipment.
and then scroll down.
I see
Yeah, if you just click on
backpack,
rations.
bedroll, chainmail, glaive, mess kit, pistol.
Yeah. Wait. Why don't you have any rations in your bag?
rope, short sword, tinder box, torch, and water skin.
Did you
That's-
accidentally remove your rations when we were told to expend one?
I'm back.
Perhaps.
Because
Maybe.
we all started with 10 if we had the adventurer's backpack.
I
Yes.
started with 5.
I started with 10.
Yeah, I started with 10. Because if you... Well, it doesn't help Keelan now.
I've
if
got
you
you,
go
Keelan.
to, manage inventory and just search rations.
So I can add 9 rations and I'll be good.
But what if you
I'm
didn't start
adding
with
them
the
right now.
adventurer's bag?
Oh, you're adding it right now.
He has all the
Yeah.
same stuff that I have, otherwise.
Okay.
I know I didn't start with the adventurer's bag.
Did your pack also include 10 rations, or was it a different amount?
No, but as an outlander, I'm able to find food wherever.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I didn't really grab.
Able to scavenge and such when they're in the wild.
Yep.
So as you guys file out of this store, you take a look around and you can see that like pretty much every single merchant shop is closed. Nobody's really around. The streets are more or less empty, save for a couple of militia members who are kind of patrolling around. You look up to the sky and you can see that the meteor is much, much closer than it was before.
Yeah.
You're still not alarmed by this. Like this is still very normal, right?
Trust it.
You can see at this point in time, it's still bright.
At what point should we be alarmed?
We're not in the land of Termina, are we?
I don't know what that is.
Majora's
think-
Mask.
Yeah.
Majora's Mask.
Oh no.
3 days.
um
Dawn of the third day.
no,
Try to
but like
die.
this is this is very much so normal, like
Yeah.
like it's not like it's so close that you can make out the outline of the rocks and stuff. it's just up there and it's very bright and very, very big, and it's definitely starting to get a little bit darker now. Like it's definitely dusk at this point. And you can kind of hear like music in the distance and stuff like that.
Damn hippies.
I mean, yeah, let's all just head on over to the fair. Fate.
Yeah.
What?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Let me just grab my Dang it. Okay. So as you guys walk over to the east side of the village, you come out of the, walk past, all of the houses and um, walk along this path that's leading you out. You're noticing very much so the same thing as when you're in the market area. There's really not a lot of people on the streets. You pass by like one or two. Most of them seem to be, um, carrying foods or goods or and stuff like that um, towards the east side of the village. And as you come out, you can see this giant like row of like 4 or 5 big tents, and underneath them you see a smattering of tables full of all sorts of different people, and they're all drinking and eating and celebrating. And then you see another single tent off to the side with more tables, and there's food everywhere, and drink. And then you see people dancing and a maypole, and the kids are running around it, and like just overall, like, it's a celebration and a festival of the harvest and the noting of, like, midsummer, or not the harvest, the successful planting, I guess, would be more akin to that. So you just see, yeah, just typical merriment as people are celebrating everything that's going on.
Well, what do y'all want to do? We're at a festival.
True.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look for the punch bowl.
Oh my god. The cold. Go drink? I don't know.
I guess I'll just observe the ongoings of the festival.
Are
Okay.
the tents like enclosed, or are they like more like canopies?
More like canopies. They're there to like,
Kind of stall ideas.
yeah, like stall, just like they're there for people to like be under in case like maybe it happened to rain or something like that. Block from like the sun getting too hot on their skin and stuff. So both Goals and Ratnob are going to find booze.
Sounds like.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a party after all.
Yeah, that's true. It is a party. What is everyone else doing?
I guess I'm just perusing the event, seeing what people are doing.
Okay, so you
Just
just
kinda
kind of just
walking
find
around.
a good. Okay, so you're walking around.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So you're just kind of walking around, just checking things out. People are laughing and cheering, and a couple of them like walk past and pat you on the back and stuff like that. They're it's very clear that they are appreciative that you're there.
Mm,
Is
still suspect.
is Melissa still in Gulls' backpack?
I'd assume so. Like, until Melissa says she gets out, I'm just always assuming that she is inside of the backpack.
She'd gotten knocked out of the bag. There was no discussion of whether or not she got back in the bag when we left the shop.
That is true. So Melissa's now walking on the ground.
True.
What are you doing, Melissa?
Who said I left the shop?
You left the shop. Trust me.
I was like, I might still be in that shop.
Corin, what are you doing?
Well, I was gonna like, if Melissa was still not like wandering around and doing stuff, like maybe look down to her and be like, I'm not one much for parties. What about you? We're not sure if she's actually here, question mark?
Oh no, I mean, she's there. She's definitely
Melissa
not
just
in the
blanks
shop.
you.
I'm just drawing dirt circles on the ground.
I'd assume that Melissa's also not one for parties.
Cool. I'll just sit down and start
They're 14.
drawing dirt circles too.
Okay.
No,
so as you
dirt
guys
squares.
Okay. So as you guys are, going about the festivities that are taking place, um, Captain Redstone, walks up to Nox and or not Nox, Ratnob and Ghouls, and like he's got his um pitcher or like mug of beer, and like you could tell he's a little lost in the sauce right now. And he's like super cheerful. He's like, "Hey, cheers!" And like he raises his mug to you guys, and like starts down in it. He's killing this thing. And as
I follow suit.
It's a
uh
race.
yeah, so like as
Exactly.
he does, as he finishes his beer, he brings his mug down and he throws an arm over Ratnob. He's like, "That's what I'm talking about." And he like kind of like shakes you a little bit. He's being very chummy. He's in a very good mood. And then all of a sudden he gets a little serious. And he's like, "I'm really sorry about your guild mates. We'll get to the bottom of it."
Yeah, we're a little worried ourselves.
And then he's like, "We don't have much to go on, so for now, let's party." And he raises his mug again as he walks over to the keg and like refills it.
Yeah, I might as well pour myself another one.
The night continues on. It's probably getting close to like, I mean, you guys have been here feasting and eating, and I guess Melissa and Corin just kind of hanging out for a couple of hours at this point, and um, you see outside of the tent area, there's like a little makeshift stage, and the elder Toby gets on there, and he and he has two mugs that are empty, and he clashes them together. He's like, right, to get everyone's attention, and everyone, slowly the crowd stops, talking and stuff like that, and he's like, "Welcome, citizens, to our annual Midsummer Festival. Are we having a good time? Are we enjoying ourselves?" And there's a cheer, and he's like, "During these times,
I
it's
can't
important."
hear you.
During these times, it's important to remember, the hard work that goes into this land every year, and to sustain not only our village, but the lands of Velgaia, and without them, we wouldn't have such wonderful guests among us. And like he kind of gestures towards the adventurers as you guys are out and doing your stuff, and the crowd cheers again, and he's like,
Trying to butter us up.
and he's like "I might not have much more time on this earth, but until then, I'm going to continue celebrating these moments of joy until my last breath." And with that, he like steps off of the makeshift stage, and Hillmantle then takes the stage. And she, of course, is in her finest clerical garb. You can tell it's a little bit different than what she was wearing when you guys saw her earlier in the day. Um, her priestly vestments, they're all pressed and clean and nice, and there's some adornments to them, some fine embroidery work on the edges and everything. And she has with her her staff with a rune at the top. You guys recognize this rune as peace. And she says, "The survival of our village continues under the blessing of our gods, and we cannot continue without giving them
Here we go.
their due."
Sacrifices.
And with that, everyone kind of stands up, and they begin mumbling to themselves, but it's prayer. You guys are pretty used to this sort of thing. And as they're doing so, there's like this weird well, not weird. There's like this like a bluish haze starts forming around everybody, and then it coalesces on the stage in front, right next to Hillmantle, but it's almost triple her height. And you can't quite tell, but you know it's Odin. And he speaks in a booming voice. And he says, I appear to you on this day as I have for millennia. Know that you are protected and that your harvest will be good. And then he disappears. Like the coalescing energy vanishes. And the cheers come out from everybody. And Hillmantle says, now let us feast. And she steps down and everybody goes back to eating their food.
All right.
Sounds good. Hmm.
Do the gods normally appear at these festivals?
Yeah, right?
Yes.
Or are they like special?
No. So the doc that I provided you guys before we started playing goes into that just a little bit. The gods are ever present. Like they interact with mortals not super frequently, but frequently enough that people believe in them like wholeheartedly.
Wait,
Um,
the individual docs?
No, there was like the Tales of Oslund doc
Yeah,
that we got
the
before we started making our characters.
Yep, the very first one. Again, it mentions them. It doesn't necessarily go into that fine of detail that this is common, but no one's panicked that this occurred, right?
Okay, and this wasn't some sort of deception.
No, you guys know, or at least those of you who hold any faith know that it's real.
Okay. Can we talk to Odin about this crystal?
I
like
mean,
he knows of it.
he's gone. Like he disappeared.
Summon him back? I don't know.
That's
Sir, I have
not
a question for you.
that's not something that you're able to do. Like in the scope of the world, and this is as a DM to you guys as players, like if you were to maybe go to like one of their specific temples and beseech them there, they might appear, but their appearances is very much so dictated on how to phrase this. Not like if it's beneficial to them, but if it's deemed important to them.
Typical god asshole behavior.
Yeah, kind of. Do you guys? So after the speeches and everything like that, like what were your characters doing? What are your characters' thoughts and stuff like that?
Flabbergasted because this god just showed up at this random city's festival. Mouth agape.
Would Corin have even seen this from where we were chilling?
Yes. You all would have seen this.
I think the thought that crossed Corin's mind was, well, that's weird. I wonder if that's for realsies god or if that was just an illusion to placate the masses.
Yeah.
But not really super concerned about just being like, well, that's interesting.
Okay.
Going back to doodling on the ground. I'd like to think that Melissa and I are like making like this crazy comic now.
Nox, what about you? Your character?
Okay.
Just okay. All right.
Just
Ratnob,
okay.
what about you?
Ratnob's going back to drinking, but he definitely thinks it was a cheap trick.
Okay.
He's not very faithful.
Okay. All right. So as the night continues on, there is a moment where this young girl, definitely like 8 years old, has a big tray of food and walks over to where Corin and Melissa are and is offering it to them. And she's like, this is for you. And she kind of like struggles to like lift it up and hand it over.
Oh, sweet baby. I guess I'll
Melissa's
take the
got no
tray.
mercy.
And she smiles and she giggles and she kind of like runs off. Because she definitely is not used to seeing Dragonborn. So you're a little intimidating to her.
Mm.
So the night carries on, and you guys are feasting and revelry. And it's been about like an hour since that speech happened. Everyone roll a perception check.
All right, time to see how invested I am in my drawings.
Ooh.
Pretty invested.
Ooh, yeah, I'm all about my drawings. I do not
We're
care.
having a great time. Like
Alcohol heightens my senses.
So
Apparently,
so
it's
Ratnob,
no,
well
the
done.
god was the showing up of Odin gulls. You're like, something fucking weird is happening.
Ratnob, you're in the sauce right now. You're not drunk or anything like that, but you're definitely feeling yourself, and so you're kind of just you're here for the merriment and the revelry, right?
Absolutely.
Melissa and Corn, yeah, you both are just kind of doing your thing, eating the food that the young girl brought you, and doing your doodles in the dirt, kind of just sticking to yourselves. uh Ghouls, yeah, you're like you're still on alert. You've got this gem in your hand. Well, does Ghouls have it or does Nox have
I
it?
have it.
Okay.
Nox has it.
Yeah,
Nox
so
is not going to let ghouls take the gym again.
We don't trust you.
so Ghouls, yeah, you're still very much so on edge. You're like trying to figure out, you're still thinking about this gym and like what it is and what it could mean and stuff like that. And Nox, that's when you kind of notice that the tint of the sky is no longer purple. And so you look up and you glance at the meteorite and you notice that it is far closer than you've ever seen it before.
This is
And
Majora's Mask.
Oh no.
and as you notice this, people around you start, like, you're just standing there and you're kind of like awestruck to a degree. And people notice that you've stopped walking around, you've stopped feasting, and they look up. And as they look up, you can hear them start to talk to each other in like panicked tones. And this spreads throughout the entirety of the festival.
Way to panic,
As-
everyone.
As people start like noticing that the sky is no longer the lilac purple that they know, and suddenly blood red skies wash over everything,
Jesus Christ. It's the Bible.
and everyone breaks into a panic and starts running in every direction because they don't know what's going on.
Sounds
You
about right.
hear Marcus in the distance, call to arms, and a few seconds later you start hearing the bell from the church is ringing out. And Ghouls, Marcus runs over to you because you're closest, and he says, gather your people, see the villagers to their homes, and meet me in the market.
My
And he takes off, and he's shouting and he's yelling. He's like, everyone to your homes, everyone will be okay, just to your homes. And as this is happening, like, the sky is starting to get brighter, but somehow the sky itself is turning a darker red.
As all this is kind of going on, I do want to take out the gem and look at it, see if it's changed at all.
At first glance, you're not noticing anything.
Okay. I want to hold the gem up to the meteorite and see if it changes.
Like,
as
hold
I
it out
look.
to the meteorite.
Not like hold it out, but like look.
Look
Essentially,
through
Through the
it.
gem at the
yeah.
meteor.
And see
Okay.
if that changes anything on the gem.
You lift the gem up to your eye, or like in front of your face, facing the meteorite. And the only thing that you can see is the rose like object within.
Okay.
It doesn't appear to be doing anything unusual.
Still think these people killed the last adventurers. This is their moment.
So yeah, the village is in a panic. Everybody is running and rushing past. Food is getting like, pushed to the side and shoved, and people are panicking and trying to get back to their homes.
Right. Ratnob is starting to shepherd the villagers towards their homes.
Yeah, same.
Okay, so both Ratnob, you just naturally are like, I'm, these, we don't know what's going on, and these people need help. So you're just jumping in to like make sure that people are trying to stay as calm as possible. Ghouls, you're doing as the captain ordered and requested of you. So you're also like trying to keep everybody calm and collected as you ensure that everyone leaves this area and heads towards their villages or towards their houses.
So I figure out what's going on anyway.
Yeah. What's everyone else doing?
I guess I'm going to attempt to get to a higher vantage point and just look out and start directing.
Okay. And how exactly, like, what are you looking for exactly?
Just to see if there's anyone like getting trampled because of all the commotion or in immediate danger from everyone panicking.
Okay. Yeah, so like you step up on the nearest table to you. You're kind of just surveying the area, trying to make sure that like, yeah, no one's getting trampled. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Ooh.
From what
to
you can
us over
see,
here.
Nice.
people are panicked and people are worried and they're rushing, but they're not like hurting each other.
Okay.
Corin, Melissa, what are you guys doing at this point? Because at the start of this, I assume you guys are between the village and the celebration that was going on.
Yeah, I think that we probably bunkered down at the edge of the festivities, kind of where we walked into. So at this point, we would notice everybody like rushing past us and shouting. Look up and see the crazy sky and be like, "Oh shit, what's going on?" And
This is like my plan is finally complete.
now is my time. I'll look down at Melissa and be like, "Stay with me. I don't want you to get lost." And I'll look around and see if I notice anything else going on. Like, is it just the sky that everybody's panicking, or do I see like monsters or anything else like that coming from the perimeter in
I
the
mean, call the
distance?
arms sounds like there's
Um,
something going on.
Go ahead and
Yeah,
roll a perception check.
we'll see. 18.
No, you're not noticing anything unusual other than like the sky and this meteorite that appears to be far more closer than like it typically would get. And of course everybody panicking.
Right. Do I see important people? Like, do I see like Ratnob and Gulls doing the thing, and do I see like Nox like keeping like that eagle watch at the top, or do I see Marcus anywhere?
Yeah, so you can clearly see both Nox and Goals. Like trying to yell and shout to people to like stay in order and to get back to their homes and stuff like that. And mind you, this village was like 100-ish strong, so it's a big village. It's not a small amount of people. You're not able to see Ratnob because he was like in the thick of the celebrations over near the tents, drinking and eating and stuff like that.
Okay, I think I'll run over to Nox and go, what the fuck is happening?
I just point up to the sky and go, "This isn't normal, right? That's
No.
definitely not normal."
No, this is not normal. But I don't see any other immediate dangers, do you?
I don't.
Danger sense? Yeah, right.
My spider sense, is it tingling? No, I don't have that. Maybe I'll run over to Marcus and go, how can we help?
And Marcus will he'll glance over at you real quick because he, as you start speaking, and he says, "We need to get everyone to their homes, and we need to reform up in the market, and we'll figure out what's happening."
Damn, he's
Yeah.
screaming
So
for
for
me to
now,
go
he's
home and
he's
he doesn't
really
even know
just
what's going
adamant
on.
on getting everybody back to their homes.
Okay. Well, then I'll go shepherd the stragglers and motion to Knox to go towards the town and keep an eye out for Ratnob since I hadn't seen him, and hope that Melissa's been following along like I had asked. Maybe I'll look back and hope and I'll see her.
She's just holding on to
Following
your
along.
tail. She grabbed a
Wait,
hold of
do you
your
have
tail,
a
and she's
tail?
just following your
Cool.
tail.
I like
Do
that.
you actually have a tail?
Yeah,
I mean,
Dragonborns have
technically,
tail.
Dragonborns don't. In
I'm pretty
some
sure they have
some
tails.
settings they do.
Oh,
Hmm.
well, does yours?
I would like to have a tail if I can.
Then yeah, you got a sick ass
Because it
dragon
feels
tail.
weird to be a lizard person and not have a tail.
Exactly.
You might
Uh,
have gotten frightened and just had it fall off.
yeah, it just popped off.
What the fuck, fam? Tail gone.
Yeah, so you Melissa has followed you so far, and hasn't wandered off too far.
Cool. And then I start gathering up the stragglers and say like, to your homes, let's go.
All right. Yeah, you all are kind of like jumping to action, ensuring like everyone's leaving this field and getting close, or getting not close, but getting to their homes, like back into the actual village and out of this open area. You begin like, as the last of them are starting to leave this field, you're following them, right? You're ensuring that nobody is left behind or forgotten or anything like that.
Checking under barrels or whatever.
Yep, checking under barrels. You're checking under the tables and everything like that, making sure that they're nobody's left here to be left behind. As you guys usher them into the village, you look around and you're not seeing anybody else. You're not finding anyone. You're not seeing, Marcus isn't there anymore. The elder isn't there, and neither is Hillmantle. They've all moved into the village at this point. Oh, so what would you like to do from here?
Gather up my
Run just
party.
outside the village just to see if I can figure out what's going on.
I would try and
Uh,
gather everybody up. Make sure we're all in the same spot.
I don't like
Okay.
know where anybody is, I guess, right?
I mean, at this point, you guys can see each other.
Oh, okay. Sure, let's do that.
Yeah, group up.
I guess I'll climb back into the backpack.
Yeah, my sock.
For
puppet
safety, the backpack.
came.
For whose safety? Melissa's or goals?
Exactly.
Everybody else's safety.
The puppet on my side then against me.
I guess from there, go try and track down either Marcus, Toby, or why am I terrible at names?
Captain Redstone or whatever.
No,
Marcus.
priestess.
Priestess.
Dreslin,
Dreslin.
and see what they need.
Okay. Yeah. So you all kind of gather up after like herding this flock of people back into the village, and you're making your way in between the houses and stuff like that, ensuring that like people go inside. Some of them poke their heads out at you and say, "What's going on?"
Go back inside, villager.
They're hesitant, but they listen. They villager. They they close their door, and a lot of people are like they're closing up their little, what are they called, the little wooden slat things,
Shutters.
Shutters. There we go. They're shuttering their buildings and stuff like that as they're going in and hunkering down. You guys get to the center of the village and you see Captain Marcus, who's yelling and shouting orders at his soldiers to deploying them, basically telling them like, go here and go here and go here. And along with them, you see Hillmantle, who is currently like tending to somebody who looks like maybe they might have like twisted their ankle or something. And then you see Elder Toby, who is
right next to Hillmantle, trying to calm this individual because they're panicking.
Did anyone want to go up to this event?
Sure, I'll run over and see what's
Rat
going on.
help's not very comforting.
Yeah, I know very comforting, but I want to know what's happening.
Okay.
I'm gonna ignore the people and just ask the captain or whoever what's going on.
Okay. So the captain looks to you and he says, "Oh, good, you're here." And he like looks over and he sees everyone else, and he motions for you to gather around, so that he can discuss everything with you guys.
Okay.
Yep, sure.
Is it time for like a powwow
Yeah,
gargle
kind of.
puddle thing?
While you guys are walking over, you can see that Hillmantle has finished tending to this person. They're much calmer. The elder is helping them to their feet, and she says to him, like, see him home and stay there. And they start, the elder like tries to argue a little bit, and but she convinces him to go, and they both walk off. So Hillmantle and Marcus are now there in front of you guys together.
Well, all the villagers are in their homes or on their way to their homes. Now what?
Now we discuss what is happening.
Discuss what? There's a giant meteor crashing into us.
But why?
Why?
Do we have anyone here that would know that answer?
As you ask that question, Hillmantle is very clearly like mumbling under her breath, praying this entire time. She says, "We don't know. This has never happened in the history of Oslund." And
DM, quick question, just because my memory is shitty.
Mhm.
How big is this? Like, so we're in this one town. The
Yep.
meteor is getting big for us. How big is the? Do we know how big the meteor is compared to, I guess, the world? Like
That sounds like science.
well, yeah. Like, so I'm just thinking, like, do we as people of this world know that if this meteor is crashing, it's not just this one town. It's this entire country that's going to be crushed. Is it just a portion of the country that's going to be crushed? Like, do we know roughly the size of the impact on the planet this will have, or is that getting too far into possible other events?
I want to say, given your character's knowledge and the setting of the world, that's not something that you would be able to determine.
Okay.
I just assume it would be bad.
Yeah. Like, I'm wondering, like, would this? I guess my mind is going, like, even if we were back at the guild home in Gaia, which
Matrusa.
is I'm sorry, say it again. Matrusa.
Matrusa. Velgaia is the country.
Okay, Bulgaria's country. Even if we were back in Matrusa, it would still be an imminent threat that this meteorite is seemingly colliding with our planet. Because we, as a nation, we all know that this summer festival is a thing. So that leads me to believe that the entire country would see this meteor no matter where they are, right?
Roll an insight check for me.
Okay.
And it's an unusual check, but just okay. So
You tried.
from what you can tell, you don't know if this is going to hit.
Okay.
You know that it's gotten larger,
right,
than you've ever seen it get before. You know that the sky is no longer purple as it is tradition until it's passing, and that everyone is scared and panicked right now.
Okay.
So as this is taking place, you you definitely have been, all of you at this point, you're on edge. You're not sure what's happening, and neither is anybody else. You notice that the asteroid or the meteorite is getting closer, right? Um, it's getting, or at least it's getting larger in size. It has started to uh, glow a very fierce, bright red color as it's been growing closer. At this point in time, the captain is like he is he's I'm trying to think how to describe this. He is almost getting to the point in his tone of voice as like you guys are sitting here talking of like agitated and almost accusatory
To
of you
us?
guys. Yes.
What about the guy from the shop? Can we run to their shop and see if he knows what's happening? He seems like a pretty crazy fellow.
Um Patty Whack wouldn't know a thing. If he did, he'd be here.
All right.
And he's like, you brought this to the village and you don't know what it is.
I'm sorry. You asked us to come here.
And he says he goes on to say that, like, he said, but why would you bring something that you didn't know what it was to somewhere where there are people? And like I'm trying to properly, like, it's not that he's like directly saying it's your fault, right? But it's definitely is coming off that way, right?
But it definitely sounds like he thinks that
He
because
he
we brought
thinks
the crystal here.
he does he thinks that like whatever that is causing this, and because you brought it here unknowingly, like with, or not unknowingly, but like unknowingly as to what it is, that like you have a hand in what's going on.
He didn't tell us to get away when he saw it, so he can fuck off. He was like, "Oh man, maybe you shouldn't bring this here. Please take it away." He was like, "Oh, go see home."
Hillmantle at this point, like she slams her staff into the ground, and there's like a slight little energy pulse, and she says, enough of this bickering, none of us know what's happening. And she's like, where is this gem?
I produced the gem.
And she like just holds her hand out, like as if she's like her palm towards it. She's not trying to grab it, she just holds her hand out. She closes her eye and she says, nothing has changed with this gem.
So it's not the gem.
And she's like, and she says, so we cannot say for certain if they were involved in what is happening right now. Our villagers are safe for the time being, and that's what's important. And the captain says, like, he begrudgingly agrees. Fine, I agree. And he, right at this singular point in time, you start hearing sounds of commotion and noise to the north. Yeah, you're not certain because, like, up until this point, it was just like everything had gotten kind of quiet because everyone is in their houses. Obviously, there's still some crying and screaming from like young kids and people who don't know what's happening, and things along those lines. But at this point in time, like the only people who are moving are the militiamen, who have been like, patrolling and like moving to like where they were ordered, and gathering other people from the militia who like maybe they need to go get their gear and stuff like that. So you start hearing more of a commotion to the north, and then you hear a very loud scream in anger, like almost as if in pain, from that direction. And Marcus takes off. Like, he doesn't even say anything. He just takes off in that direction.
Yeah, I'll sprint with him.
Not getting away from me, Marcus. After him.
I'm not done screaming at you.
So, yeah, as you guys see Marcus take off towards this scream, the rest of you start following, and Hillmantle is right there with you. She grabs the edge of her priest priestly gown, and she's booking it right with you guys, not missing a beat. As this is happening, you guys round this corner of this house, and what you see
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum.
so you guys rounded the corner of the house here, down at the bottom, and this is currently what is in your field of view. And as that's happening, you notice there's a bright, like a super bright flare up into the sky in the direction of where the asteroid is, and all of you kind of like come to a halt, of whatever as you're running, uh because you're so kind of like startled by what's happening, and you notice a chunk of the meteorite has broken away, and it appears to be coming right at you.
It's breaking off.
Oh shit!
um while you
Melissa, get the
guys
sock puppet out.
Time to start blasting.
um yeah, so like you see this chunk of this asteroid or this meteor come, like, break off, and it's hurtling towards you. Hillmantle yells to you all to gather as quickly as you can, to her side. She uh she waits for you to come near.
I go to her.
All right,
Yep.
so you
Oh,
guys,
yeah,
yeah,
gather
you
up,
guys,
yo.
you guys get close to her. Captain Marcus, he doesn't care. He's still going. And as you guys get close, she slams her staff into the ground again, and she yells out, "Odin, we beseech you, help us from this danger." And as that happens, the rune at the top of her staff starts to glow really bright, and all of a sudden, this like half dome appears, up on top, above your guys' head.
She
But
didn't
then
need a temple to summon Odin.
but then uh out, like, I'd say probably about 50 yards away from you guys, this massive, and this time it's clear as day, figure, just absolutely jacked person of bright blue energy appears, and you instantly know that it's the same being you saw earlier. And he stands there for a moment, almost bracing himself as this chunk is hurtling towards you guys. As it gets close to him and it almost impacts into him, he takes it, and you can see his hands just grip into this rock and this metal, and he just hurtles it off in a completely other direction towards the mountains, and it just flies. Little bits and chunks of it have broken away when he grabbed it, with so much force, and it plinks off of this half dome and into the ground next to you guys, and it's smoldering hot heat is just being given off by this. And as soon as the chunk is flung away, the figure dissipates and the dome collapses, and Hillmantle drops to a knee, and it's very clear that she's worn and exhausted.
Damn, Hillmantle's a beast.
So we still can't see the reason for the scream.
No.
Okay.
Marcus has continued to just sprint.
Yeah, Marcus he didn't even slow down. He's gone. Like, at this point,
zero fucks given.
yeah, at this point you guys aren't able to see him because there was a slight like hill between where you guys are now and where he's going, that he's gone up and like over. And Hillmantle is panting, and she's like, "Go, I'll be fine. I'll join you in a moment."
I want to scoop up one of these chunks of meteorite.
Roll a wisdom check. So you see a chunk of this meteorite near you, and you go to reach out for it, but as your hand gets closer, like you already feel a massive intense heat coming off of this chunk, and you
Red Hot
pull your
Eagle
hand
Beach?
away.
Oh.
Oh, like if we touch it, it's gonna burn the fuck
Bonus.
out of us. Boo! I want to meet your chunk too,
Yeah.
but it's
Nope.
too hot.
No space sword for you.
No space sword for me, damn it. I'll have to come back for it later.
Yeah.
Hillmantle pleads with you guys at this point, like, please go help the
I take
captain.
off running.
Time to start sprinting, I guess. Boo.
All right, and as you guys continue along the path that was in front of you, when you rounded this corner, you come up this hill to this point here, and you can see Hillmantle, or not Hillmantle, I apologize. You can see the captain has at this point drawn his sword and is currently fighting. And what, you may ask?
A Balrog.
We do.
Oh, pom pom pom.
Hey, look, it's our friend the skeleton.
That's so bitch.
Bum, bum.
See, you shouldn't have yelled at the skeleton, Corn.
Look, they were being
Oh, you know what?
creepy and in our
Let me do
way.
this.
Hey, the skeletons are my buddies now, so I'll just ask them to leave.
Just like how you asked them to lay
To
down.
lay down.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that worked.
So as you come over this hill, you can see Hillmantle, or fucking Marcus.
The other person.
Yeah, you can see Marcus is currently scrapping with one of these skeletons here. We're gonna give him this bright blue color. Of course, that's not gonna do what I want it to do. That's okay. There we go. He's here, and he's scrapping, and along with him, you can see that there are other militiamen who are engaging with these skeletons here. And the scream was from a fallen militiaman who has, let's say he's like right here, who was injured during this fighting, from what you can tell as you come into this whole area. Boop. I don't know what your guys' marching order is currently, who is leading the way, but I'm gonna just say that you guys fucking booked it into here, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So let me see if I
Clarity
can...
question: the dark blue one is Marcus, the light blue one's the random soldiers.
Yeah, let me I can fix that for you. There. That's Marcus. So yeah, so you see these skeletons are fighting the militiamen and Marcus as you come up to this point here within the village. What would you like to do?
Do we see all four skeletons?
Yes.
Well, I'll probably move to engage the one on its own.
Okay. If you are going to be moving over to here to fight him, go ahead and everyone roll for initiative.